You can't even see me? Can you guys hear me now? Can you see me now? Why does this always do this? Let me try it this way. Can you see me now?
Can you see him now, Jay?
They can hear you. Thanks. What is that? Damn, my screen is on fire. This shit is moving fast. Can you hear me? Okay. Every time, like, it's so weird. And my camera's all messed up. What's going on, people? We are in the house. We are finally getting started. I don't know. You know what? I think the gremlins are working overtime on trying to stop us from being able to say what we need to say on this. Because I just don't get it. I don't even know why I'm looking at this thing because... Alright, this ain't showing me nothing. Alright. So, we are going to make sure that you guys are hitting the like button as you come in. So that way everybody knows that you liking what I'm doing. Alright. What about that craziness tonight, y'all? And it wasn't, you know what, in all fairness, it's not even that the whole thing was completely insane. Like, it wasn't nuts. Like you would think it would be. For the third installment of the show, I was thinking for a minute. I was like, there's no way in the world they're going to just roll this out and it's not going to be crazy. Like, it's totally going to be crazy now. But clearly I was wrong. Oh, somebody said they watching it work. Uh-oh. Keeping it all the way funky. So got people up in the house, Raspberry in the house, Lizzie B in the house. Hey, what's happening? I see you. And I'll get back to you. Yes, yes, yes. I would definitely want you. Lizzie B, helping to play out. Hold me down. Yeah, we got some stuff going on. I got to make sure that because this one chat is moving so fast, I can't even see nothing. It's like... I'm trying some new stuff, guys, in case you didn't realize. And it's not going well. The one thing I'll say about it, like before we get into Sister Wives, just a quick observation that I have on life in general. Anytime that you start something, it's always going to be messed up. No matter what it is. Like anytime you start something, you try something new, plan on it being messed up when you try to do it. It's just almost guaranteed that that's what it is. And once you get past the notion that things don't have to be perfect, everything isn't going to go right, it's going to be messed up, then it opens you up to so many new options because you accept the fact that when you start it and you do it, it's not going to come out like you planned. So when it doesn't turn out like you planned, you're okay with it. And you can operate from that point. But if you go into anything thinking that everything's going to be perfect and you've studied and you prepared and everything's going to go your way, all that's going to happen is when you get started, things are going to go wrong. And then you're not going to know what to do because you weren't planning for things to go wrong. You planned for everything to be perfect. If you plan for everything to go wrong and it's perfect, guess what? Nothing, no harm, no foul. You just move on. You keep it pushing 100%. No problem. But if you plan for everything to be perfect and things go wrong, you're stuck like Chuck. And then you got to try to figure it out from that point. That's just something that I just wanted to pass on to everybody as I'm sitting here struggle streaming, trying to figure shit out and try to make it happen. I got my hands in a lot of different pots, trying to get everything popping to make sure that everybody is happy. But yeah, the Sister Wives situation, there's a couple points that I kind of jotted down. And I hope you guys don't mind. Because there's like a lot of times when I watch these shows, there's so much stuff that happens in them that I'll look at it and I'll say to myself, damn, What was he thinking? And something else will happen. I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about that. And then something else happened. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm definitely going to talk about that. And then by the time I get done, I don't remember the first 3 things that I wanted to talk about. Because these people are living messy lives, Jack. Their lives are messy. Messy. And that's the weird thing about it. Because I know a lot of folks will get hard times about watching the reality shows. Oh, it's not real. And you guys being hoodwinked and bamboozled and blah, blah, blah. Look, in any of these situations, you can learn from watching other people's situations. And there's a concept and an idea that we can address to make sure that we see it so that way, hopefully, if things kind of pop up on us, we can recognize it and deal with it in an appropriate manner. But before we get into that, welcome. We got some super chat business to take care of. Well, watch this, y'all. Watch this. Hey, it didn't work. Oh. Like I said, shit just don't work the way it's supposed. Oh, shit. Don't work the way it's supposed to, never. I swear, man. Did that work? And it did not work. I've been practicing this shit all week. Oh, the hell with it. We just gonna go old school. I'm gonna forget all this newfangled stuff. I'm just gonna go old school on it. I'm sorry. I tried some new stuff. Did not work at all. So we just gonna push the new stuff out. And I'll figure it out some other time. How come that's not loading in? Alright, anyway. So we had a super chat from KM Gilbertson, $10 super chat. Showing love, appreciate you. Alta Intor voice. Cody married Janelle Christine long ago. The Brown family gift exchange was worked together in harmony. Then everything changed when Robin got involved. This is so true. Good queen blow shit up and then try to pretend like she's the family therapist. You're the worst therapist ever. You're the worst. You are terrible. Oh my God. I couldn't even imagine this chick working. What would you do in therapy? How to ruin people's lives. That's what I do. 1,000 lives and counting. I mean, she certainly blew up at least, 13 plus the 4? You know what I mean? 17 lives, no problem. She smoked them all, plus her 5 kids. Oh, wow. She's batting 1,000. Not really watching with the 279 super chat. What do you think the biggest lie Robin told tonight was? Oh, I don't, she had a few. Not really watching. She had a few. Robin was in odd form tonight. And I say odd form because I've taken a position, or at least I made the observation early on, that when you watch Robin kind of deal with her situation and trying to navigate the whole sister-wife situation, if you see how she does it, she always tries to place herself last. So even like before, in the previous episodes, when shit would go down, she would always hold her opinion to very last to kind of get a temperature of the room. Like she tried to read the room, find out what everybody else thinks, what everybody else believes, and then she'll hold her opinion back, and then she'll go. The order, I was trying to figure out the order in which they interviewed everybody. I think they split it. So basically they have Cody go first, and then Robin at the very end. And then the OG3 are mixed in the middle. So this way, Robin is trying to control, because this is all a form of control. Because there is power in me knowing what you think about something and never voicing my opinion first. So I base my opinion and my response off of what you say. And that's what I think Robin has been doing this entire time. I think one of the more detrimental lies that she told was actually, she told some big ones. Right off the top, the one that kind of sticks out to me is the lie that she told about the personality test. And I'll get into why I think that's the bigger lie that she told and why I think that lie is more emblematic of the type of personality and the type of energy she brought into the family and into these relationships. Because like there's people will tell that story like there are lies that you can tell that don't really hurt anybody, that don't really hurt anybody's feelings and don't make people feel bad. That there are lies that you can tell that, aren't necessarily, every lie is bad, but some lies are not as bad as other lies. Like, for instance, if you tell a lie to spare somebody's feelings, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're a horrible person because you should have told them that their artwork was terrible. Like, if you know what I mean, your kid come to you and they proud of their little art project at school and you're like, what is this? That's you, daddy. Oh, you little mother. Oh, that's beautiful. Baby, that's beautiful. Oh, my heart. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not feeling it. But you don't sit there and be brutally honest with your kid. That makes you an asshole. So it's the best I've ever seen. We're going to hang it on the refrigerator. And you like it because your kid did it. It's not necessarily like, okay, if you walked into an art store and you saw that piece of work, you'd be like, whoa, I got to have that on my wall. Got to hang that on my refrigerator. You probably would say, that looks like a little kid did it. If you're going to be honest. And people are going to say, oh, Jay, you should say that. You should love everything your kid does. Let's be honest. If you're a parent, you don't necessarily love every piece of artwork your kid ever made. You know what I mean? But you don't tell them. You certainly don't tell them that. Because that would make you a crazy person. All right. Oh, we got a Lisa the housewife with a $1.99 super chat. Robin's a liar. Horrible person. I don't trust her. I don't trust her either. But you got to be careful, Lisa the housewife. We'll probably get into this a little more later too. But Cody has said something that really kind of piqued my interest. Cody has said that if anybody shit talks Robin, he want to punch him up in the mouth. Hey, Cody, don't do that shit. Cody, save yourself, playboy. I understand, guys got to try to protect their lady. You want to make sure that you defending your lady's honor, and I understand that. But, bruh, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just trying to inspire you. I just want you to just say, oh, okay, it did work. Did it work for you guys? It only worked for me, son of a bitch. Oh, okay, maybe it did work. But I'm just trying to tell you, if you try to roll up on me, dog, because I talk a lot of crap on my channel, and I'm telling everybody, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not that dude who's gonna sit here and talk about how I'm gonna do this and that, and I'm gonna turn you to a pretzel and backflip you on the concrete with no handles. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not issuing no threats. I'm just saying it's not gonna be an easy win over this way, playboy. So if you come this way, make sure you bring your damn lunch, okay? Because we're going to be here for a minute. Make sure you call in to work and tell them you're coming late. If at all. Because I'm telling you, do not. And I get I get the reckless talk. I get that. But, dog, I'm just saying, please don't do nothing crazy. Please don't make me come out of, you know what I mean? Don't make me come out of form. I like who I am. And I work very hard to be the person that I am. But just understand that the person I am, I don't want to be different. I don't want to be different. And I don't want you to make me different. And I don't want people to see me differently. Can we say it that way? I think that's fair. KM Gilbertson with a $10 super chat. What if Cody will ever come to terms with his life, 3 failed marriages in less than 3 years, 13 children? We're going to repeat that part. 3 failed marriages in less than 3 years, 13 children, not talking to him. Hey, Kay knows how it feels to know you failed as a husband and a father and as a man. KM Gilbertson coming in heavy. Coming in heavy. Lizzie B with a $10 super chat. Cody, Robin is a great communicator. Gwen, Robin told McKelty to tell us she is not speaking to us. Speaking Cody knees, thinking of Robin knees. and that's so true. Like that is the honest to God truth. Like, how is she such a great communicator if she can't communicate with a bunch of kids that she supposedly helped to raise? Because a lot of these kids, like, granted, like Logan and McKelty, I think she was like one of the last ones. Janelle's kids, Hunter and all that, Maddie, they might have been a little older. Leon, they were older. So by the time she came into the relationship, okay, fine, you didn't really help to raise them. You were there to kind of try to rough down some of the rough edges. But the younger ones, Gwendolyn, she was young when you came into the family. Gabe, I remember Gabe, one of the funniest things about Gabe is I remember he was like doing a pogo stick when Cody and I think it was Janelle were going out on a date and he was doing a pogo stick and he was like, look, no hands. He took his hands off and fell down. It was the cutest shit I was I was like, look at your little Gabe. Because as soon as he took his hand, I'm like, this dude gonna bust his ass. And sure as hell, he busted his ass. And it was cute. Like, Gabe was a little cute kid. And you had an opportunity to help raise these kids. So I don't understand how it is you can't have a conversation with them. Because you helped to raise them. Now, here's the thing. If you choose not to have a relationship with them, that's your business. And I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to be mad at you because you choose not to deal with them. But at the same time, let's not sit here and pretend that, you're this master communicator when it comes to Cody and you getting the things that you want out of Cody. But apparently you can't have a conversation with anybody else other than Cody. So your skill and technique is only applicable to one person. And then one of the craziest things is this, and I'll give you guys kind of a prelim before we jump into the show tonight. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please. Let a brother know that you giving them likes. I see we got a lot of folks in and not a lot of likes. I'm just saying. Come on, y'all. But one of the things is that if you watch this show, one of the things that should make Cody nervous, not just the fact that he's losing money and he might be losing his wife. What also should make him nervous, and some people probably won't take this and use it later, but that's fine because I'll make a whole video about it. But what also should make him nervous is that Christine, Mary, and Janelle are all being talked to by TLC for running their own show because they left Cody. They've all exceeded popularity because they left Cody. And one of the things that I've always noticed about Robin and her desire to be on this show, one of the things she's always kind of drove towards on this show was to increase her popularity on the show, become more of a mainstream character on the show. And that's one of the things that, if you're not really a savvy person, which I don't really think Robin is hyper savvy when it comes to a lot of the PR stuff, because she makes a lot of fatal errors. When push comes down to shove, I think Homeboy might be in trouble. Because if she starts to think that she can increase her popularity by leaving Cody just like everybody else, then he might get left. he might get left. There's more incentive than just, the money is running out and she's out too. Like, she feels like she has a career opportunity if she leaves this Joker, because now the iron is hot and everybody's leaving him anyway. And everybody's who left him, their money is increasing and they're doing a lot better financially. Yeah, she's got incentive to leave his ass. So he should be nervous. He should be scared. He should be very scared. Not really watching with the 279 super chat. They all took personality tests in first session with Nancy. This is true. Yeah, they did, didn't they? And then she's trying to pretend like I don't remember. I never took one. I never ever did that. But if I did, YouTube is my time machine with the $5 super chat. I can understand why the kids didn't truly accept Robin, especially considering they were told to sit down and shut up about their concerns. And this is for anybody who's trying to blend a family. That is a major thing. Like, for you to sit there and tell your kids, because they're part of the family too. And by you just saying, look, this person makes me happy, you got to deal with it. They're going to be coming back, blowing my back out. And that's just the way it is. And you just going to have to get over it. That's a lot for a child to try to understand and process. Especially when kids get accustomed to, kids, family, adults. They get accustomed to a family running a certain way, the relationships being a certain way, and then here you come with another person and a whole gaggle of kids and more responsibilities, especially if these kids are sitting around eating old, dirty, moldy ass bread for dinner, and you bring in some more kids and some more responsibility. So now they looking at stuff like, wow, my Christmas is about to come up way short. You know, my birthday's about to be hella short. You know, I was already getting like one present. Now I'm probably going to get like dirt cakes or whatever for happy birthday. You like playing with mud? You know? And so, yeah, these kids might not be excited. Plus, you're telling them, like, you have to accept these kids. You have to accept this. Can somebody walk into your life? Cody, Robin, hell, Mary, Christine, Janelle. Can somebody walk into your life and say you absolutely, positively, not only must get along with them and work with them professionally, but you have to be their best friend? And that's essentially what they did by bringing in Robin's family the way they did. And it's unfortunate. Let me see. I had another one. Just scrapping. What's going on? Catherine Green in the house with the $4.99 super chat. James, did you catch that Mary's catfish was Robin's friend? Did I hear that right? Yes. Yes. You know what's funny? Is in some of these cases, let me give a shout out to Renee Henderson with the $10 super chat. No message, just the love. What's up, Renee? Holla at your boy. Thank you so much. One of the things that's kind of funny to me is that they'll sit there and play this game where they come back and they reveal something, but people who are kind of in the know have already, these are ideas and concepts that have already been presented. Like, for instance, that whole ring melting instance. That was something that was presented by the Catfish a while ago in their tell-all book about Mary. They came out and talked about how they, Mary was complaining about Cody melting the ring down and not sharing it with her, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it didn't go well, And now when Christine comes out with it, I'm so tired of Christine bringing this up. Now, I think that she was upset when Christine brought that up because it confirmed that some of the stuff that the Catfish was saying was true. So she was upset for that reason. But it wasn't because all of a sudden Christine just dropped this story that nobody ever knew before, because they did know. And same. I think that with Mary's Catfish being a friend of Robin, this is why so many people had assumed and it kind of speculated. And I think that there is some, and it's not like crazy speculation like tinfoil hat out there trying to catch Martians and stuff. Not that kind of speculation. This is like, I suspect it was the butler with the butcher knife because the dude got stabbed. And the last thing he said was the butler did it. Like, you know what I mean? It's that kind of evidence. And the way they ran it was that it was like the friend of the sister, the friend of the Catfish is actually a friend of Robin, and she knew her before the whole Catfish thing happened. Like Robin's friend knew the Catfish. So it's weird that all of a sudden Mary's getting contacted by this person just out of nowhere who just happened to be close to a friend of Robin's, And then there is something that I also wanted to mention with that specifically. So we might as well just jump right in. We'll jump around a little bit, maybe not in order that I kind of laid it out, but we're going to cover some of the stuff. And, before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button. Please, oh, please, hit that like button. Give me the HBO special. Let a brother know that you appreciate what I'm doing. The HBO special stands for Help a Brother Out. So if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. And you'll be notified when I drop content just like this, as well as when we go live. because I plan on doing more lives, especially if I can get this damn system to work where I want it to. The lives be off the hook, I'm telling you, if I can get it to work right. But one of the things that I wanted to mention when it came to the sister-wife situation, or the catfish friend of the catfish, marrying Robin, and this is, again, master communicator, has no idea what's going on with her best friend. That her best friend felt a certain kind of way towards her because Robin kept bringing up the idea that, like, oh, my friend who is friends with the catfish is telling me you said blah, 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 and you're planning on leaving Cody, you're planning on leaving the family, you're planning on doing this, you're planning on doing that. Negative, 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 negative. And that's what the friend supposedly was telling Robin. There's a couple things I wanted to say about that. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you ever have a friend that comes to you and starts telling you about all the shit that somebody is talking about you behind your back to your friend, and your friend is sitting there telling you all this stuff that this person is saying, yeah, and then she said, then she said, and then she said, and then she said, then she was like, oh my goodness, and she said, blah, 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 and she's telling you all that, the first question you need to ask yourself is, well, what were you saying to make them, first of all, what were you saying to make them think that they could tell you, my friend, all this stuff and not have you run up in their mouth? That's the first thing. What made them come to you in the first place? Two, what were you saying to make them think that they could continue this conversation? Because everybody's been in that conversation where you might have started saying something you could tell by the reaction of the person you're talking to that this is a conversation they don't want to be a part of. And when you get that feedback, you stop talking about whatever it is you're addressing, unless it's direly important or is crazy important to you to just go ahead and say this to this one person. Otherwise, you just kind of pull up, right? The fact that her friend was sitting there knowing the relationship, it's not the reason why you're talking to me about it, dummy, if I'm Robin, is because it involves my sister wife, who, according to Robin, is the most important thing. It's all my life I wanted to have a sister wife and sit on the porch and look at my kids play with the other kids. That's the most important thing. That's the whole reason she got married in the first place, because she wanted sister wives. The whole quest of her life, goal of her life was to have sister wives. And this person who's supposed to be her friend comes to her and starts talking shit about her sister wives? That's the first thing. The second thing, and I was actually going to do this for, there's a show called Family Chantel. In Family Chantel, and I'm going to connect it, don't worry. In Family Chantel, you have Chantel was married to a dude named Pedro. Pedro's from Dominican Republic. He supposedly used her to get to the United States for a green card, get them harvest the American dollar and all that foolishness. Their relationship fell apart. I think it's for more reason than just what they say. And I kind of lay that out. But they got divorced. And her mom is going back, contacting a private investigator, contacting people who knew the family, contacting the ex-boyfriend of the sister of her ex-husband. And every time coming back and telling her, like, oh, this is what's going on. You need to hear what's happening. And Pedro was blah, blah, blah. Pedro was this. Pedro was that. The family this. The family that. Here's the thing. Like that situation, and like Robin and her friend, there's a philosophy from Socrates that basically said you have 3 tests when somebody tries to give you information. The first part of that test is, is this information going to be good or bad for me? Well, actually, the first test is this information true? Do you know for sure that this information is true? Is this something that you heard? Is this something that you saw with your own eyes? Or are you relying on somebody else? And in this particular case, in Robin's case, she's trying to say that her friend was coming to her with this information because she had heard this and she knows this and she talks to this person and this, that, and other. So Robin has no independent knowledge that this is true. So you went to Mary with something you had no idea was true. And I'm sure when she came to Mary, she started talking to Mary about this. She wasn't saying, hey, Mary, this is what I heard. What is going on? No, it was, Mary, this is what I heard, and this is what's going on. And when Mary denies it, she turns around and says, no, Mary, see, but my friend told me, and she's a good friend, and I know she don't lie to me, so this is what's happening. So now you're not telling me, you're not asking me shit. You're coming to me telling me what you think happened based on what somebody else told you. So you're not telling me something that's true because you don't know if it's true. You don't know if it's true or not, but that's the first test. The second test was what I jumped the gun and said earlier, which was, is it good for me? Is this going to make me feel good or is this going to make me feel bad? In the case of Chantel and Pedro, her hearing about her divorced ex-husband, the man she divorced, no longer in a relationship with, none of her business, what he's doing, who he's doing it with, and how he's doing it, or what he even planned to do when they were married, but they're not married anymore, it doesn't matter. So her hearing about it is only making her cry, making her second guess her decisions moving forward. When Robin is talking to Mary's friend, this friend about Mary, and she's coming back to Mary and giving this information to Mary. This isn't making Mary feel good. This isn't making Mary feel stronger in her relationship. This doesn't make Mary feel closer to the family. This doesn't make Mary feel like she made a mistake and that she can get past that mistake. This is just merely a reminder of her mistakes and the errors that she made. This is a way that you control people. And that's what Robin was doing. She was controlling her. She was controlling her because all she did was, you keep reminding, when people are going to make mistakes. What did I say when we first started? When I started this, even today, shit went wrong. Right? But if I sat here and just kept going over how I messed up, then I'm never going to get to a point where I can come in and I can do things the right way because I'm too busy living in that mistake. And in this particular case, if Robin is coming to Mary and talking to her about this catfish situation and what's going on with it and how she messed up and how it's tearing the family apart, how it's affecting everybody else, and how her bad decisions and her bad choices are tearing the whole family apart, how does Mary recover from that? So it's not good. So we know it's not true. We don't know if it's true or not. We know it's not good news. And the third part of that is utility. The third test that Socrates cites is utility. Is this something that the person can use? Is this something that Mary could use? This information, is it useful? So when you come to me with this bullshit, is this something that I can take, whether it's good, bad, true, false, whatever? Can I use this information for my improvement or something I need to watch out for or something I should know about? And I beg the question to say most likely it isn't. In the case of Chantel and the family, Pedro and I, the information that she was receiving about what Pedro, her ex-husband, was doing was something that she couldn't do anything about. If she found out that Pedro was screwing everything moving, the fish stopped swimming when this dude walked in the room because they were scared what was going to happen if it didn't. He better hide your kids, hide your wife, hide everybody because he's getting everybody. Okay? If he's doing that, it doesn't matter because there's nothing she can do about it because they're already divorced. So why do I want to hear about what he's doing? I don't want to hear about that shit. If Robin was in fact Mary's friend, and one of the most messed up things about this whole thing tonight that I watched was Mary is still under the impression, it seems, that Robin is her friend. This chick is not your friend. Are you nuts? Look. I feel like Robin has always been behind me, just pushing me. You know why she's behind you? Because it's easier to stab you in the back from back there. That's why she's standing behind you. Oh my goodness. This shit gonna get me worked up. I'm messing around and have a heart attack, and then Cody gonna come around and punch me in the mouth. You better not do that shit, Cody. You come over and try to do some shit to me, bro, you gonna be sitting there saying to yourself, mistakes have been made. Blackout 2. Oh, Blackout, okay. All right, I see you. Blackout 2, $5 super chat. Robin's kids saying they're not going to be able to have families because of what the Browns did to them is evidence of the position she's fed them. Evidence of the poison that she's fed them. I 100% agree. Because one of the messed up things about it is that when you realize, and thank you for the super chat, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's an excellent point. And I want to actually expound upon your point. Blackout too. But when you see stuff like that, when I heard her talking about that, the first thing that I always fall back on is that these are the people that you stripped your kids away from their natural father for. When you're saying that they never were accepted, that they never belonged, that the Browns never fully brought them in and into their relationship, you're essentially saying that you're essentially saying that they should never have been adopted. That's what you're saying. Hold on one second. You're essentially saying that they've never been accepted. And if they've never been accepted, why did you strip your kids away from their natural father? Now, I understand why you did it. I'm not stupid. I understand why you did it. Just like I understand it, like Mr. Manosphere, these dudes always kind of crack me up a little bit anyway. Because the Manosphere guys always want to sit there and play the game about, oh, all these women are so hypergamous trying to use the men for their resources, right? That's what they always say. One of the funniest things to me is this. They are so worried about protecting their resources against Instagram women and OnlyFans models and so on and so forth. What they call 304s. That's if you look at a phone 403, looks like ho. But if you try to protect your money from those people, one of the easiest ways for you to start doing that is to actually protect your physical form and your ability to reproduce. Because if you are that into, like he's so focused upon the OG3 being hypergamous and using them for his resources, this joker didn't realize that as soon as you got married and you had a TV show and the show seemed like you guys were going to New York all the time on Good Morning America, you on E.T. and these different places, these different outlets, you talking to Joy Behar, I think before she was on The View, you talking to all kinds of people, doing all kinds of interviews, and you're getting all this press, and you're on the cover of magazines, and, you know, cheesing and stuff, and you kind of relatively famous, you like Instagram famous or whatever, and now all of a sudden, you guys get run out of Utah, you supposedly running from the law from Utah, and still in the vacation home, you talking about Robin just got pregnant. Hello. That's one of the most easiest, stupidest, elementary forms of entrapment ever. That's old school entrapment. People don't, I'm like, do people even do this anymore? Having babies? That's the easiest thing in the world. Because why? Because Robin, when she first met and married Cody, she didn't have any financial protections at all. She didn't have any financial protections. So when she got pregnant, now she had a way into the family resources. Now she had a way into Cody's pockets. Before that, if Cody got tired of dealing with her, she got tired of dealing with Cody and she wanted to leave, she's walking away with nothing but her debt. But because now all of a sudden she's having his baby, now he has to start trying to repair things and fix things. And he's so in love and it's so wonderful and so magical. Then he goes off and makes another baby with her. After he marries her, divorces his first wife, marries her, then makes another baby. And then after the divorce, guess what? Status of living, life that she's grown accustomed to living, now you gotta take care of her. And she doesn't need a job because she's never had a job in your relationship. So you can't say all of a sudden, well, she needs to start working. No, she don't. No, she don't. She's never had a job. And you knew she didn't have a job and you were okay with it. You told her, obviously, you made a promise that you would take care of her. So guess what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, Cody? Taking care of her. Rochelle J in the house with the $2 Super Jack. Please smash that like button. Please, yes, smash that like button. Oh, please smash that like button. Got a lot of folks in here. Go ahead, hit that like. It's not a big hit for you, but it's a huge hit for me. Ada Doom with the $4.99 super chat. Every time they talk about melting the ring, I think about Frodo, Sam, and Gollum. Yeah, right. I was just watching that. I was actually, it's funny you say that, Ada. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's funny you say that because, like you, I was thinking the same thing. In fact, I was going to piece it together. I was going to put like Robin's head on Frodo's body or whatever, or Gollum's body where, you're my precious. But technically it would be Mary, so I kind of decided against it just because, I'm probably going to wind up beating up pretty bad on Mary before this is all over. I can feel it coming. So I don't want to necessarily put out too much, salacious stuff about her. But you're right. The way every time they say that stuff about the ring, I'm like, yeah, this is Lord of the Rings. And let's talk about that for a second. You realize how much that takes? Like, it's not you throwing the ring across the street, throwing it in the bushes or whatever. Screw you, man. I don't want to be married to you no more. This is like, you have to either make an appointment or you have to get in your car, drive to a jeweler, and say, I want you to melt this down. And let's keep it real. These aren't rich people, so it's not like they down melting down the damn Hope Diamond and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like melting down like a Walmart special or Zales. Like they melting down a ring they probably got from Zales, K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. You know what I mean? So it probably cost them more to melt the shit down than the ring was worth. And that is a real hate on right there. I mean, that's a real hate on. And like even what Mary had said, I agree with Mary. Like, why not just give her a damn ring back? If it's like that, here, give it to Leon. Let Leon know that at one point, we were in love. We're not obviously in love anymore, but at one point we were in love and I kind of liked you. Not anymore, but obviously. Reba 1030 with the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate your take, James. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you dropping a little love in the box for me. You always hit on something that I hadn't considered. Love your lives and your channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's why I do it, y'all. I do it for the love. Do it for the love. Oh, Cat Bloomfield. All right, now, $4.99 super chat. How much do you think Robin's mom helped strategize how she could stay in the lifestyle use to which she has grown accustomed, as the courts would say? And to be honest with you, Robin has been down this train before. She's been divorced before. And the funny part about it, and I'm glad you said that. Thank you, Cat Bloomfield, on a couple counts. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for reminding me of something I was thinking about. The crazy part is this. And I wrote it down there somewhere. I'm pretty sure I did. Can't find my note. But when it comes to a lot of that stuff, I think Robin is way more on track with a lot of the financial part of what's going on and how to get money. Maybe not how to make money, but how to secure the bag that's already present. So when she sees the sister wives leaving, it's not just tears because the money is going, but and I think that part of the complication that Robin was saying that she had, and I did write it down, and we'll get into it. Matter of fact, we'll get into it. I'll keep her powder dry. But yes, I do think her mom helped her ass out. I think her mom whispered to her, like, you want to make sure you get that. And if you ever start working, make sure you like that job because that's going in the pot. And they're going to try to figure out from there how much he has to support you. But if she don't have a gig, she don't have to get a gig. Sorry. And that's when Cody was having these little meetings with his homeboys and the guys who telling them all about what women think and how in the beginning of time all the tough men in the world had multiple women and that's how they would determine that they were strong men and worthy of the love of a woman and all that. When them guys was filling his ass full of all that bullshit, they should have sat down and told him basic economics and basic family law. If your wife doesn't have a job and she's never worked when you were married, When you get divorced and she applies for alimony, she's not only going to get alimony, but you're going to take care of her the same way you were taking care of her when you were married, because there were promises made. Hell, in California with palimony, there was a Clint Eastwood. He got hit, but he wasn't even married to a woman. But because he promised he would take care of her, he got palimony, which basically is alimony for people who aren't married. How you like them apples? I'm telling you, like Cody, for a guy that's supposed to be so knowledgeable about relationships, apparently he never got to that part of the book and read that chapter about when relationships don't work, what happens. Just scrapping. Catherine Green with the $4.99 super chat. So Catherine still got me tripping because, like I said, she the one hooked me up with that with Robin dancing. Every time I say it, that shit is haunting. Thank you so much, Catherine Green. Catherine Green. Christine took a collider ring and threw it in a field. McKelty told us on last week Patreon. See that shit? I'm used to hearing that. Like, you know, take your ring off and launch that bad boy into a field or a river or some kind of running water. A pond, lake, puddle, sewer hole, or as they call it in certain parts of the country, suey. You throw it down the suey hole. You know what I mean? I'm used to that. I'm not used to somebody like, I went to the blacksmith and had them forge me another jewel of destiny. Like, I'm not used to that. I've never heard of that shit, ever. I wouldn't even think of doing that, because at the end of the day, whether you melt the ring down or not, what am I going to do with this piece of jewelry? And I have a point on that too. What are you going to do with this piece of jewelry? Because no matter what you do with it, it's always going to be reminiscent of the fact that you were with this person or whatever, and that's how it went. It's always going to be there. So why would you do that? Why would you do that? Oh wow. Let me see what's going on with this. Oh, here we go. Okay. YouTube is my time machine with the $5 super chat. I got annoyed with Suki for pressing Mary about being concerned for Cody's happiness. It's no longer her problem. You're right about that. YouTube is my time machine. Thank you for the super chat, and you're 100% right. It's not only not her problem, it's none of her damn business. It's not her business. Okay, Cody's upset. Cody's crying. He's really mad about things that are going on. His life isn't turning out the way he wanted to. That's too fucking bad. Cody should have thought of that before he left the women who were supporting him and taking care of him. That's Cody's mistake. Cody will have to live with that. See, that's part of being an adult. When you make decisions as an adult, you have to deal with the consequences of your own decisions. Nobody's going to come along behind you and say, oh, you messed up? This is like a Disney World movie. We're going to all fix it together. You can cuss me out. We'll be friends again. Nope. You screwed me over. Nope. You need my help. That's messed up for you. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is Cody better not never, ever be in a damn body of water drowning, and Mary is sitting there on the boat holding a life jacket. Cody might be in trouble. He gonna learn to swim today, Jack. You gotta save yourself. Oh man. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me hit on some of these points. Mary Joyce said that's because you have a conscience, James, and he does not. Rochelle J said, Raspberry, I'm still not feeling nada for pathetic. She is so pathetic. Damn. Rochelle J takes some shorts. She's like, I don't care. Tell you. Hey, Grey Wolf in the house. What's up? I see you. Running Grey Wolf. Hi. All right, let me get to some of this stuff that I wrote down. What is get too long too? Please don't forget to hit that like button. Let a brother know that you're liking what I'm doing. I don't care if you even hate watching. You can hit the like button. I can't stand this guy. He's just so mean and nasty. He says all these mean things about my hero Cody. Cody is incredible. Oh, it's sad for you. If that's your hero, I'm sad for you. there was something that was said earlier. It said, Mary was complaining about not being told and how she deserved to have the conversation and being told specifically or expressly by Cody that he didn't want her. Right? I don't know if you guys recall that. Like, it was early in the episode. And she complains that Cody was telling everybody but her, and that it was low and uncool way to do it. Here's the thing. She said she deserved to have the conversation. Now, in a perfect world, I 100% agree with you. That you deserve to have somebody come to you and tell you that they don't want you, tell you why they don't want you, why they're going to turn their back on a promise or a commitment that they made. Ideally, 100%, they should let you know. However, does that happen in real life? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This falls into the point where some people will call it closure, and I'm not a big fan of closure. Okay, then I see what happens. Big shout out to Stephanie Petronis with the $5 super chat. My thing does not let me see it. Okay, now catching stuff. Thank you so much for the love. Renee Henderson with the $2 super chat. Robin would not make eye contact with Suki. Yeah, because she was too busy bullshitting her. But this goes back to the whole idea of what I was talking about with the idea of closure. I'm not a big fan of people seeking closure from these types of relationships. If you can get it, that's great. If you can have those kind of conversations because you have the maturity and the person, your mate or partner, former mate, partner, has that level of maturity, that's fantastic. That's a blessing in disguise. However, in many of these situations, that type of closure does not exist. The type of closure especially the type of closure that a lot of people want, does not exist for them. They're going to try to have this type of closure where they come to the person and they say the things that are important, and the person's going to reflect and think deeply and say, you know what, I'm such an ass for leaving you because I should have been with you because you're incredible, and I'm such a jerk for leaving you. Like, that's what you want to hear, but unfortunately, nobody's ever going to say that. So there's no point you even looking for that shit. Now everybody's going most of the breakups are going to be like the breakup between Cody and Christine, where dude, even though it was 100%, dude, it's 100% your fault. I'm looking Cody in the face. Cody, it's 100% your fault. I can't express this any more than I possibly could. I don't know what to say. Should I write the shit down? What? It's your fault. It's 100% your fault. You messed it up. It's all on Cody. Okay? And Cody is not even coming out saying I contributed or participated in any way to mess up the relationship I had with Christine. He's still supposedly heartbroken that this woman that he was not attracted to, didn't want, and treated like shit, wouldn't come over and spend a night or even a moment in her house, wouldn't deal with her or her children, but it's her fault, and she was a shit sister wife and a terrible wife and just a terrible person, and he can't believe he spent and wasted all his time on this person, and she decided to leave him. He's still blaming her. So in that case, should Christine sit around and wait for closure? Hell no. Because if she waited for closure, the earth would freeze over twice and hell would be playing. They would be having ice ball fights in hell, okay, before Cody comes back and takes responsibility for the things he did. So from that respect, this is why I'm not a big fan of you looking for closure for somebody else. Find closure in yourself, for yourself, so that you can move on and get past it. Give them whatever forgiveness you need to give them so you can forgive yourself, so you can move on to your next life and your next relationship. And that's what Christine did. You let that shit go. Thank you. Had a great time. I'm out. I'm going to keep it moving. Then all of a sudden, hello, David. And then her life turns around and it gets better. Big shout out to Renee Henderson with the $2 super chat. Robin would not make eye contact with Suki. I think I read that, but I'm going to read it again because I don't care. Make sure you guys hit that like button. But that's kind of where it is. So with that being said, Does Cody have to come out and say expressly? It would have been nice, and it would have been mature for him to do that. It would have showed some kind of courage for him to come forward and say, look, I know I promised you this. I know that this is what we had planned that our future was going to look like, but it's not going to look that way. I'm sorry. It's just not in the cards. I found somebody, and I didn't know I was going to feel this way about her, but she's the only one I want to spend time with. Be honest. And that's the biggest problem I have with this whole thing, even from the beginning, the onset of this entire series of the polygamous propaganda program, is that Cody hasn't been honest. The wives, in and of themselves, and how they deal with polygamy, weren't honest. Cody does have a favorite. Cody did have a favorite wife. I'm not saying he hated everybody and he didn't like everybody, but he certainly had somebody whom he was attracted to and he wanted to spend his time with and be with. And these guys sitting around pretending that everything is the same and everything is fine wasn't true. And by them lying to themselves, which also goes back to something I say a lot, is that when you get involved with relationships, before you get involved with relationships with somebody else, you want to make sure that you're honest with yourself. You want to know who you are, what you want, what you'll tolerate, what's good for you, what's bad for you, what works for you, and what don't work for you. And if you're brutally honest with yourself, that gives you not only the freedom to be brutally honest with somebody else, but it gives you the ability. It gives you the ability because you practice it on you. So when somebody else comes to you and they try to hit you with the BS bull stuff line, you're able to recognize their bull stuff. And you don't give them the benefit of the doubt. You don't give them grace because you don't do it for yourself. You're honest with you. So I'm not going to be brutally honest with me and give you all kinds of, oh, well, he probably didn't mean that. He ain't mean that when he said that he hate my guts. He ain't mean that. No, I'm going to take you for what you said. And this is what's on your mind, especially when you speak your mind and you don't run through filters and none of that other stuff. You just say what's on your mind and what you're thinking, and you say stuff. I take you at what you say at that point. And if you're able to do that, then you recognize that when Cody is leaving these hints that he doesn't want to be with you because he's not man enough to say, I'm going to back out of my commitment, then you recognize it in him and you leave the situation. You leave the situation. And you don't have to drag yourself around like that. And it saves you a lot of pain. Because I understand, and I'm not trying to ignore the fact that it's hard to leave relationships. I'm not doing that at all. I think it's very difficult to walk out of a relationship, especially these people, they have like 20 years, 30 years in. You know what I mean? Especially, I think at the time Robin came in, it was about 15 years in. That's a lot of time. And you can look at it as, well, I don't want to waste all that time. That's one way to look at it. You don't want to waste the 15 years you put in. But I'll be damned if I'm going to put another 15 on top of that 15 I just wasted. Oh, hell no. Hell no. I'm not doing that. What am I doing that? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to sit here and throw another 15 years on top of the 15 I already spent with somebody I can't stand to look at or stand to have a conversation with. That's ridiculous. And it'll hurt you. So I think that's part of a problem. That's a huge problem. She was sitting around and like I said, I've said it many times before, never let a man tell you more than once. And I just say that from a man's perspective. Women too. Guys, you watching this, don't let a woman tell you 3-4 times that she don't want you. Because when people tell you that they don't want you, it first time it comes off like, man, I kind of don't want you. I don't know if I want you. I don't know. After that is, I don't know why you're still here, idiot. What are you still doing here, dummy? I don't want you. Oh my God, you're getting on my nerves. And you start hearing, like you start getting a rougher set. I gotta lock that down. But you start getting a rougher set of that same information. And you don't want that. Because at that point, all they're doing is just trying to hurt you. And they're trying, and as messed up as this is, it becomes a game. How much can I hurt this person and they still stick around? I wonder. Let's see. You know what I mean? It becomes almost a challenge. How much shit can I drag you through before you leave? And they just keep dragging you through stuff. Wow, they got some stay power. They got like super glue, crazy glue. So you never want to put yourself in that situation. Big shout out to YouTube is my time machine with the $5 super chat. I can understand why the kids didn't truly accept Robin. I agree, especially considering they were told to sit down and shut up about their concerns. I think I've read that before, but I agree with that. I still agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Because you can't force people into relationships they don't want to be in. So that is an important thing. Yeah, D 11 11 or 1111 with a $3 super chat. Thank you, D. I appreciate you. Cody is a cruel coward. And I agree with that. I mean, and that's the thing. Cowardice does breed cruelty. Cowardice does breed cruelty. Because the people who are in that vein, because in a lot of ways, cowards are a lot like bullies. You know, after a while, they just keep doing the thing. They keep doing the thing. And it's not necessarily because they're tough people. It's because they're scared. And nobody likes to be scared. And when people get scared, they start acting out. And when they start acting out, a lot of times they just hurt people. And it's just a way for them to express their pain and pass their pain along to people, especially in a situation where Mary's at, where you think that she can be your punching bag. When you have a bad day, you can come home and you can hit her emotionally, psychologically. You can make her feel bad. You can make her hurt the way you're hurting. And like I had said before with Robin and Cody, I don't think Cody is as secure in his relationship with Robin as he purports to be. I don't think that Cody feels safe with Robin. I think that Cody is sitting there on a precipice every time he deals with her that he might actually lose her. So because he's always afraid that he's going to lose her, he now has somebody who mirrors that feeling towards him, the same feeling he has towards Robin, and the same way when he comes in and he's scared about Robin leaving or scared about what Robin's going to do, he goes to Mary and he makes her feel the way he feels. Hurt people, and he reflects it onto Mary. So I think that's part of the reason why, in a cruel, sadistic way, I think that's part of the reason why Cody didn't mind Mary being around as much. Because Cody could have easily at any point came out and said, look, absolutely, positively, we are not getting back together. And there's nothing about Cody that makes me think that this dude is so caring and compassionate that he's not afraid. He's so afraid to say to Mary that, look, I don't want you. I don't think that that's the case. And I don't think it's just the fact that he may have had fear that if Robin found out that he made Mary and her bank book leave, that he would have had problems with Robin. I think that's baked into the cake too. But I think that deep down, I think he likes the idea that he can make somebody hurt and scared and frustrated and paranoid and nervous the way he's scared, paranoid, and nervous and hurt. Raspberry with the $2 super chat, Gray Wolf, and I vote Larissa onto the brown onto the brown island. Raspberry with the $2 super chat. Larissa, unlike TLC, is honest about her fillers. Oh man. This chat box is on fire. Thank you guys for being cool in the chat box. I appreciate it. You know, because you guys make this add to the show just as much as I do, if not more. So I appreciate you guys keeping the show flowing. Make sure you guys hit that like button, please. Let brother know that you like what I'm doing. Yeah, then she started talking about Mary with relation to her promise with Cody, and Cody coming, not being such a coward, bitch-ass mother, couldn't come to her and tell her that he didn't want to be in a relationship with her. She started saying that she holds the covenant dear, and I wrote that down specifically because of this one concept. Mary said that she didn't want to leave because she held the covenant close. And again, this goes back to my position that you have to be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Part of what I like to do, and I'm not always perfect at it because, you know, all this is a work in progress. So please don't assume that I'm a perfect person at all. You know, it's work in progress. These are things that I discovered myself through trial and error and just my experience. One of the things that I noticed, and I learned this lesson a long time ago, is that you have to accept people for who they are and not who you want them to be. You have to accept your relationship for what it is and not what you want it to be. In Mary's case, when she's sitting there talking about Cody, she decided that she wanted to have this type of relationship with Cody, and this type of relationship was acceptable to her. I'm committed to this relationship, so therefore he must be committed to this relationship the same way I'm committed to this relationship. She's not accepting Cody for where he is. And in this respect, there is a point where if you're not accepting people for where they are, then you actually don't love them. You love the person that you imagine them to be. Just like you don't love or miss your relationship, you miss the relationship that you imagined. Because that relationship didn't exist. Because relationships involve two or more people, really. But in this case, two people. And if Cody is saying that he never felt what you felt, and he wasn't where you wanted him to be, and he wasn't where you were, then you weren't having a relationship with him. You were having a relationship with yourself. And you were using him kind of as a cutout, or as almost an avatar for the feelings that you wanted to have for somebody. So it wasn't really a relationship with him, and that's problematic. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. There's also a point where she said that Cody, after speaking to Robin, and this is one of the things when earlier I was asked, you know, which lies did Robin tell? It's like I said, it's weaved throughout the show. It's like a tapestry of bullshit. It's just kind of weaved throughout the show. When Cody was sitting on the bench and Coyote passed and they were having a conversation, and he said to Robin, "Our secret covenant that I gave to you." He corny ass dude. Promise I made to you. What are you serious? What is wrong with you, bro? But when he said that, right? And he went through that whole thing about the sacred covenant and how he promised Robin that he wasn't going to be there and he was going to leave her but not put her in a pathetic place and all that. They said that, or at least Mary said that Cody came back, spoke with the wives, and said, "You all can leave." Once again, that's another damn hint. I hate to tell you. If you talking to Cody, and Cody come back, he go out with Robin, and he have a conversation with Robin, and he come back to the OG3 and be like, "You know what? If y'all want to go, y'all can go." He's not asking if you want to stay. He's giving you an invitation to leave. He's inviting you to leave. Okay? He's not asking you to stay. You know, he's like, you know, anytime you ready. You know what I mean? Like, you ever have a party over at your house? You have your lady there, you know. She looking good. You be like, all right, y'all. Y'all can leave anytime y'all want. You know, don't feel like I'm holding you. That's him for get the hell out. That's not, oh, okay, you guys, if you guys want to stay, you can. You know, we crack open another bottle, y'all. No, this guy's, look, things about to go down, y'all. And I'd rather not have no witnesses to what's about to happen. So you can go ahead and leave. This is an invitation for you to depart, right? And I think that that's exactly what this was. Like, when he came back to the OG3 after he met with Robin, he was like, look, I'm in love with her. Because if you remember what he said in that first part of the tell-all, he said he met Robin, he was in love with Robin, she was the end-all, be-all. He's sitting on people's beds crying, like, oh, God, I gotta be with her, I'm here with you. Like, this is the conversation he had. And then he come back and say, you know, you guys ain't gotta stay. He's asking you to go. And she said that he spoke with the wives. One of the things that I've been waiting for one of them to say, and I thought Christine said, I have to go back and rewatch it. but I thought Christine kind of hit it, is that when he said that, this is a sacred covenant I have for you between us, I want to be pathetic and all that. That's because they had talked about y'all, that he didn't care about you guys, that he didn't want to be in this situation, that you guys are chasing him around and it's a pathetic situation. He's talking about y'all. When he's saying this situation is pathetic, he's referring to you guys. And he's promising Robin that I'm not going to make you, Robin, like these other 3 pathetic people that I'm in this relationship with and they want me so bad and da-da-da. Because I've always held a position that when guys go out, and this is, monogamous. When monogamous guys go out and they try to cheat on their wife, or women go out and they try to cheat on their husband, they never go out and say, my husband, he's doing everything for me. He's hitting it on all cylinders. Like he's knocking it out in the park every which way. Physically, sexually, emotionally, spiritually, financially. This dude is incredible. But I'm going to cheat on him anyway. Would you like to cheat with me? Nobody says that. It's always, he's not doing this. She's not doing that. We don't ever spend the night together. I ain't never seen him naked in 3 months. She don't never sleep with me. It's terrible. Like that, every relationship is always horrible and pathetic. Marriage or committed relationships are always pathetic. Why is that the case? Because when you're trying to cheat with somebody else, you're trying to make them feel better about the decision to cheat with you. You're giving them that justification. I'm not a home wrecker. I'm merely coming in, bringing in the happiness to a terrible situation. His life or her life is hell, and I'm coming in relieving that hell. And so therefore, I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. In fact, I ought to get the damn Nobel Peace Prize for giving a peace. That's how they see it. And that's how it's always been sold that way. I mean, maybe people don't go into the detail I just went into, but that's the way it always works out. So when I think about them having a relationship or a conversation between Robin and Cody, that's the conversation I imagine. Why? Because Cody is trying to ingratiate himself to her because he is so in love with her and so vested in her, and he wants her to feel about him the way he feels. This is actually one of the twisted, messed up, ironic ways that these types of relationships work, because this is essentially what Mary is complaining about. In the same way, he'll look at Robin and think that she should love him the way he loves her because they have a commitment together and he feels so strongly for her, so she should feel strongly for him. If you think about it, this is exactly what Mary is saying. He should feel strongly for me because I feel super strong about him. It's the same thing. And this is one of the magical things about human nature that I find, is that no matter which side of the coin you find yourself on, a lot of times both people kind of want the same thing. As crazy as it is. Let's give some of these super chats. Christina Fisher with the $10 super chat. No message, just the love. Thank you, Katrina. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Irish Size with the $20 super chat. Thank you. Salute. Mary is worth $500,000 in cash and has $1 million B&B. Once her mom died last year, all she had to do was get him to tell her publicly to leave. She took her money and left. Oops. I don't disagree with that, Irish. I don't disagree with that. I think that, to be honest with you, I think that's why Robin was able to squeeze out some legit tears on the side of Coyote Pass. Because she was like, I'm never going to get none of that money. I'm never going to see it. Oh, Mary's money. She probably sit butt naked in a bathtub screaming about Mary's money all night. Mary's money! Why did you leave me? I wanted to sit on a porch with you, Mary's money. I was going to make you sell that big breakfast, Mary money. Why? And Cody tried to come to the door. You don't get your hands out of here, Cody. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. That's probably why his ass sleeping downstairs now. Oops. He better not talk nasty about Robin because I'll punch him in the mouth. Dude, you don't even know where your wife is. Shut up. She's upstairs. No, she ain't. Ass. Oh, man. What's this? Tries to blame Robin for misunderstanding. I forget why I wrote that. I know Cody was giving up a lot of bullshit excuses on why everybody's blaming Robin. But that's kind of crap. You know, everybody's trying to blame Robin for the relationship falling apart. You know, and thanks again for Irish Size. I appreciate that. An excellent point. $1 million, that hurts, baby. Especially when you got a shopping addiction. Ooh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. Twice. And we're going to get into that in a moment. So, buckle up, buttercup. Make sure you hit that like button, y'all. Yeah. When you go to him trying to say that they blame Robin for any misunderstandings and everything that happened and the fact that his relationship fell apart with Mary and it's Robin's fault, I've always taken a position that I thought that Robin was a major contributing factor to a lot of these relationships falling apart. I think that she was a catalyst in a lot of ways for these relationships falling apart. But Cody, let's not bullshit each other, okay? Two dudes. We're going to talk for a minute, Cody. I know you here, Mr. Brown. Hello. And I'm going to talk to you directly. You and I both know that Robin couldn't do anything without your permission, without your consent, without you going along with it. So everything that Robin is accused of doing, you're absolutely right. That she deserves some heat and some people not liking her for some of the positions that she took. The fact that she's manipulating you and the family and thereby damaging the family, absolutely, that's on her. That's 100% her bag. But you and I both know, Mr. Cody, that shit was on you. That none of that stuff, she didn't have the power, authority, or facility to be able to make any of that stuff happen without you going along with it. So you can sit there and say that we all got it wrong and the social media and everybody got it all messed up and they're blaming Robin for no reason. No, I blame Robin and I hold Robin accountable for her parts in this. 100%. I hold her accountable for her parts in it. And to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with her, but you need to get somebody to talk to your lady because there's some shit happening there. No disrespect, just straight up. Because she showed some stuff tonight. I was like, what the hell? Okay? But aside from that, none of this would have been possible without you going along with it. You got to recognize your part in it. Dare I say it, Cody, you need to recognize your culpability in your family falling apart. It's your fault. It's not Robin's fault. I'm not blaming Robin for that. That's your fault. Because you know why it's your fault and why I think it's Cody's fault? I'm gonna keep it all the way a stack. This is the same thing. If Cody was a married man, which he was, Cody was a married man. Robin was not his wife. Cody decided to go off with this woman. Now, when you go back into history, if I had to, YouTube is your time machine. If me and YouTube is a time machine, we jump in the hot tub, we go back in time, and we see Cody and Mary getting married, and we watch that service between Mary and Cody. I hear Cody making a promise to Mary, but I don't hear Robin saying shit because Robin wasn't there. I think Robin was she was 9 years old at the time. Okay? So she was in third, fourth grade, when this was all going down. When he married Christine, when he married Janelle, Robin didn't make a promise. Cody made a promise. It was Cody's commitment to keep. It wasn't Robin's commitment to keep. It was on Cody. Cody, 100% Cody. Now, I'm not saying that Robin isn't sneaky. I'm not saying that she's not conniving. I ain't saying she ain't a piece of work. I'm just merely saying that when push comes down to shove, don't blame the mistress for what the man do. Don't blame the side dude for what the wife do. They made the commitment. It's their commitment to keep. It was Cody's commitment and promise to keep to these women. And he broke that commitment. He broke that promise. That's on him. 100% on him. So Cody, you and I agree. Uh-oh. Who is it? You and I agree, mother. It's your fault. It's not Robin's fault. Now, do I think she a piece of work? Hell yeah. Would I trust her? Hell no. Hell no. I'm with Christine. Would you trust Robin? With what? I trust her to be dishonest. I trust her not to tell the truth. I trust her to look out for herself. That's where I trust Robin. But do I trust Robin to look out for my best interest or the best interest of somebody else who's not tied to her or doesn't directly benefit her in some way? Hell to the nizzle. Oh. Are you crazy? I don't trust that. Psycho. Dizzy ass. I don't know what's going on. I'm the only one who can speak Cody, though. Shut up. If you don't shut up. Sit your goofy ass down somewhere. DB with the $2.99 super chat. No message, just the love. Thank you, DB. Appreciate you. I gotta check this because sometimes these things, I just realized it, and I missed some super chats, and I apologize for that. Last week I missed some, and I feel bad about it. After I got off, I didn't realize. May danger, watch yourself, danger. $10 super chat. All right, man. Oh my God, James, my husband and I just finished watching, and we need to do a West Coast drop. We coming in late. Love you. Keep doing what you're doing, Royale. Love. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Coming in on that West Coast. I'm telling you, you guys, you know, this stuff is foolish. But back to the show. Thank you so much, Miss Danger. What else we gonna talk about? Oh yeah. And Cody. Here's what trips me out. And somebody mentioned earlier, like I said, I'm going to keep touching back because I have a very cyclical mind. But when they mentioned like Robin telling lies, how about them damn lies Cody was telling? Holla at your boy. Them damn lies Cody was telling. Mr. Yeah, I'm not talking about Mary that much. I don't want to talk trash behind her back. Because I understand what it's like. If you don't shut the hell up. Look, bro, you've been talking shit about Mary this whole time. For seasons, you've been talking crap about this woman. You tell her to her face, yeah, Mary, we ain't going to tell nobody because I don't want people to know what's going on up in our business. I want people to, be in the dark because this is between me and you. And they don't need to know we not together no more. So we just keep it between us, okay, Mary? And then, of course, Mary goes to does her confessions. And she sits there and says something to the effect of, oh, well, I hope that we could work this relationship out. And between the two of us, maybe Cody will find his way back. And then Cody, they go flash right to Cody on the confessional couch and be sitting there and be like, yeah, she crazy as hell. I ain't never going back to her. She nuts. Oh, hell no. It's more likely that I'll try to take a bath with a toaster before I go back to Mary. And that's what you've been doing. So you've been making her look insane for seasons on top of seasons. You've been making Mary look like she crazy as cat shit. Okay? This whole time, you've been doing that. You've been going out of your way to make her look nuts. And now, all of a sudden, you're going to come out and talk about, I don't want to talk bad about her behind her back. What? Man, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I wish, oh man, you ever wish that sometimes you could jump into people's bodies at certain times? I wish I had that power. I wish I was one of the X-Men or the Justice League or whatever. I could jump into Suki's body and like, what are you talking about, Cody? You've been talking shit about Mary this whole time. You've been running her down. Like, oh, are you serious right now? Are you serious? You've been throwing Mary under the bus this whole time. You've been making it seem like Mary is making your life hell because she has expectations for a relationship and you've already made it clear to her that you are never going back to her. But she keeps showing up like a psychopath. Like that crazy ex-girlfriend. Who's that you with? That's my wife and my family. Will you please stop calling my house? I just wondered if maybe we can go out tonight. We ain't going out. I'm here with my kids. Leave me alone. Stop calling my house. Okay, I'll just be over tomorrow. Don't come to my house no more. You know what I mean? That's the way he's been treating Mary this whole time. Now all of a sudden he's going to jump out and talk about, oh yeah, I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking bad about her behind her back because I know what it's like. If that's what you think, you're crazier than I thought. Okay? If you serious, you're crazier than I thought you were, Cody. That's nuts. YouTube is my time machine with the $5 super chat. I need one of them echo machines. That's what I need, so I have to do it myself. Because now I feel kind of silly a little bit. But I don't care. I don't care. I can understand why the kids didn't truly accept Robin, especially considering they were told to shut down. They keep putting this up. Sit down and shut up about their concerns. And I still agree with that. I probably wouldn't care too much for it either. Shut up and sit down. Accept them as your brothers and sisters. I will not. I dare not. All right. I think we're all caught up. Okay, Running Great Wolf. I think we might. Maybe we'll do a New Year's Eve countdown. If I can figure out how to do a timer on this, certainly we'll consider it. That's a good idea. That sounds like fun. If you guys are down for the New Year's Eve party, let a player know, because I will do that. Rochelle J with the $10 super chat. Missed my request, James. Please sing the K. Jewelers song again. Can anyone who has it, please pop out and chat and smash that like button. Send James the love. Thank you, Rochelle J. I got to go back and check. Thank you, Rochelle J. Rochelle J be holding a player down, and I appreciate her. Rochelle J, Lizzie B, Sarcasm for Fun, Grey Wolf. Oh, man, KM, Gilbertson in the house. Time Machine. You guys, man, my chat is on fire, y'all. My chat be on fire. People don't even know. Y'all, they don't respect the power of the chat. They need to respect the chat. That's what I'm saying. And if Cody come to your house talking about he want some of that smoke, call me the fireman because I'm bringing the hose. I'm coming through, player. Do it if you want to. I'm going to punch you in the mouth. That shit tripped me out when he said that. I said, bruh, you, ooh, woo. Man, Cody, you about to make me lose my religion, son. Hey, they'll punch somebody in the mouth. Like, you don't want to come. Cody, don't come here and try and put your hands on nobody. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. That wouldn't be good for either of us. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be good for you. Certainly wouldn't be good for me, because I ain't trying to spend the holidays in jail. You know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do? Trying to get me to catch a case for the holidays? That shit, that what kind of messed up Christmas present is that? Down there talking to the police. That ain't fun. Shit. Nobody wants that under their Christmas tree. I want Cody to come and try to punch me, physically assault me. Don't do that. Man, please don't do that. Please, Cody. Cause I'm like, and I say that because I understand how it is. Like, YouTube isn't that big. And it's big, but it's not big. And even like with, you know, just, I don't want to be a dick, but bro, he on TLC, man. It's not like we might not run into each other. And I'm just saying, you run into me, I'll say hi, you say hi, we just keep it pushing. But please don't try to put your hands on me. And please don't do that. Wait, whoa, Kathy Ferran. What was this? Who got a creepy doll? What? Creepy doll edition collection. Who got a creepy doll collection? Robin? Please tell me Robin ain't got no creepy ass doll collection. If Robin got a creepy doll collection, please smash the one. Put a 1 in the chat, please. Cause that would that'd be. If she has like, cause crazy people, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't be like crazy people, but people who are like Robin, like, and they got problems with the truth and stuff, and if they got like ugly doll collections, it represents the world. Like, oh, she said yes. Oh, wee. One, damn, the whole thing just lit up once. Creepy dog. Oh, man, Robin, what are you doing? Is that what you blowing all that money on? You blow your sister white money on creepy ass dolls and nobody, like ugly dolls and nobody wanna, they need homes too. These are my beautiful babies. Shit. Tell you, he said Robin collects every damn thing. Yeah, right. Oh, well, apparently she don't collect no goddamn job applications. How about that? Shit. She collect everything but job applications. She ain't trying to work. Cat Bloomfield, $4.99 partner GD, by the way. Cat Bloomfield with a $4.99 super chat. Stop acting like Cody wasn't pulling Elon Musk and have his mom intervene. Yeah, right. I kind of dig his mom too. That's what's messed up. You ever have an argument or something, a disagreement with somebody you like their parents? Yeah, I'm sorry I had to do that to him. Sorry, Miss Johnson. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I shouldn't have did that, ma'am. You're right, ma'am. I apologize. You know what I mean? You be walking close to his mom every time you see him. Mama! Because he know as long as he with her, you safe. But if I ever catch your ass out there by yourself, I'm going to have to wretched that down. Oh, creepy ass dog collection, please. Woo. I'm going to have to write some material about that. Them some jokes right there. I don't want to run it through because it get kind of crazy. Ooh, people are still right ones. Oh, Robin. I got to get a load of these dolls. Yeah, and then my favorite part was, like I said, Cody been calling Mary crazy this whole time. Oh, she crazy. So much. And I don't want to talk bad about her behind her back because so many people were talking about me behind my back and I don't like it. Okay, fine. I get that. But at the same time, what are people saying behind your back? When the people were complaining that you weren't spending time, like you said, yeah, some kids came to me and said I wasn't spending enough time with them in the equitable time. This is their experience. They're not guessing. Now, if I said that, you could maybe make that argument that, James, you don't know what happens in my house. You don't know where I spend my nights. You don't know who I'm spending it with. You don't know what I'm doing. You could make that argument about me. It's very difficult for you to tell a child who sleeps and lives in the house that you're supposed to be visiting that you be coming over to the house all the time. I don't know why you think that you are that smart or that intimidating that you can tell somebody something that they absolutely positively know isn't true because they are there and they witness it with their own two eyes. And you think that you could just tell them that, no, you're wrong. I come over all the time. Dad, I'm there. You don't come over ever. And when you do come over, you're there for like half a dinner and then you leave to go back to Robin's house. You need to start coming around. And especially when you're talking about these young men, because they say it's Janelle's kids who are the young men, the boys, Garrison and Gabe. So they're talking about their mom. And it's not, it might very well be a thing where, dude, I don't care if you come to see me. But I'm tired of listening. And this is where it gets kind of sketchy, especially when you're dealing with young men. I'm tired of listening to my mom cry about your ass. And that's something that, I've never been in that situation. My mom passed. Mom and dad were married the entire time. But the feeling I have to my mom, I can't see. Like my dad was doing something to my mom. Dad. That I hear what you're saying. I understand you. I respect you. But I'm tired of listening to my mom cry. So we're going to have to do something about that. Because I'm not going to sit here and listen to her be upset. I'm not going to sit here and stand around and watch her get disrespected. Right? I can see me having a conversation. And to be honest with you, the way I was raised, my father would expect me to have that damn conversation. There's no way in the world my dad would be okay with me if I sat here and let him or anybody disrespect my mom like that. He wouldn't be okay with it. He wouldn't be okay with it. So that's just, not everybody has the same beliefs. Not everybody had the same opinion. That's just my opinion. That if, I've never been in Garrison and Gabe's shoes. I'm not pretending I have been. But I can see a scenario where you're sitting there in Garrison and Gabe's shoes where you recognize that this dude is not treating your mom the way, with the due respect that she deserves. And you saying something to this joker like, yo, man, yo, player, you need to make sure that I don't give a shit if you don't come out, if you don't come by, you don't speak to me when you come in the house, that's fine. But you come over and see her. You check on her. She feel bad a certain kind of way about my sister. My sister needs you. She still want to hang out with you. And I don't give a shit whether we get along or not. We don't ever have to talk. You could come by, walk past me, but you better have your ass there on Saturday. We're going to have a problem. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Like, you want to, like, you call yourself raising these men, and you want these men to have a certain modicum of respect for the ladies who are in their lives, but you're not teaching them or showing them that they have to show this respect. People learn more from example than they do either having an example or not having an example. The example being present or the absence of that example. People learn more from that than from anything that you sit down and tell them. You could tell them all day and night that you got to respect your mom, you got to respect the women that you around you, and you got to keep yourself sacred, you got to protect the purity and the chastity and all that bullshit. But then you go out and you start hooking it or doing some old tricking on the weekends. That's what your kids see, and that's what they recognize. If you spend your time disrespecting a mama, you spend your time disrespecting a sister, then you sit up there and try to pretend like they supposed to have all this respect for women. Where? From where? Where are they learning that from? And the men that these guys have become are is in large part or in no small part, contributing to the contributions of these women. Not the contributions of Cody as a father, but from the contribution of these women telling them that these are the type of men that you should be, and these are the type of guys that you need to grow to become. And don't be, basically, and that's a sad thing. When you can look at your son and be like, don't be like your father. That, to me, that would be a terrible thing. Like, for somebody to tell my son, because I have a son, and for somebody to look my son in the face and tell my son, don't be like your father. That would be hands down the absolute positively worst insult that you could give me. I've been called all kinds of shit in my past. People have called me all kinds of things. Maybe not to my face, but I know I've been called things behind my back. Okay, I can handle that. But what I couldn't handle is somebody telling my child that they should not be with me, be like me, or telling my daughter, no, when you go out, you start looking for a man or a partner. Make sure the man you find is nothing like that dude who raised you. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, don't let a man like that make you his wife. Okay? That shit will kill me. So, and I don't get, like, me and Cody, like, that's why I just don't vibe with him. Rochelle J with the $2 super chat. Please smash the like button and show James love. Thank you so much, Rochelle J. Hold it down for play. I got to get back in touch with you guys, too. But, if you guys, let's get the likes up. Let's try to get to 1,000 likes. That'd be awesome. 1,000 likes, 1,000 likes. That'd be incredible. Incredible. And you can participate in that, too. Just hit the like button. You could be one of us. Chimmy ER with the $19.99 super chat. I wish someone would ask Robin why she accepted all the favoritism covered for Cody's ugly Mustang ring and accepted not one, but two F the OG3 rings from the Codester. Q wiping his dry tears and looking off. Ooh, this ring is lovely. Is that a diamond? Thank you so much, Chimney. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for the love. 1999 Super Chat. Appreciate you. And I agree. I wish somebody would answer. But see, the crazy part is, Robin has been asked about the favoritism. She's been asked about the favoritism historically. The UNLV students most memorably asked Robin, we recognize that Cody spends an inordinate amount of time with Solomon. And she's like, oh, you mean between like Cody and the high school kids? And she was ready to run her whole bullshit line about them being in high school, not really want to be a part of the father's life and trying to go out and do their own thing. And he was like, no. All the kids, including the little ones. He spends more time with Solomon than he does with any of the kids. Oh, that's because Solomon is recovering from a medical procedure. You know that, Bill Baby, he went to the dentist. That was a medical procedure she was talking about. So she's been called on it. And the problem is when she gets called on that stuff, all she does is reflect back on the idea that somehow, she's the victim and things are happening to her and things didn't go well and, people are misunderstanding or misinterpreting what's actually happening and she had nothing to do with it. And it's all bullshit. And that's one of the craziest things that is about Robin. That's her whole game. Like, she doesn't understand nothing. When things happen, nothing is ever her fault. And that annoys the shit out of me. Like, I can't tell you how much that annoys me. Like, when people do stuff, if you do something and you do the wrong thing, I can work with somebody who does the wrong thing and it recognizes it's the wrong thing. Even if they say, I knew it was the wrong thing and I did it anyway. I can work with that. I can't work with somebody who, no matter what happens, what they did, they never are responsible. They had nothing to do with it. They didn't know what happened, even though they actively did it. They don't remember doing it. And if they did do it, they didn't mean to do it. And if they did mean to do it, it was a good reason, but they can't nail down the reason as to why they did it. Like, I can't work with that. There's nothing I can do with you. If that's how you flow, I can't do nothing with you. You are disassociating the reality or all morality away from the things that you're doing. And I can't, you don't know that you did like, you have no idea. You don't realize that you blew this whole family up. I ain't no idea. Amy G with the $2 super chat. No message, just the love. Thank you, Amy G. Appreciate you. But because that's the one thing with Robin. That kind of tortures me a little bit. And even speaking of Robin, when Robin was sitting there crying and trying to, get her show, because I feel like, and this is me, I feel like this is Cody and Robin's last ditch to try to get picked up for a spinoff show. Is that they're going to try to express that there's some kind of problem, even though there are problems. I think there are problems. I think she's telling Cody, yeah, we need to tell them that there's problems and stuff. And I'll make it sound like you're crazy and that we're having all these difficulties in our relationship. Yeah, because that'll work, because they kind of don't like me. Yeah, because, I don't want them to hate me anymore. I'm tired of them hate me. Pouring lemon and pushing salt in the eyes so she can get the tears going. And so she does all that, right? And then Cody goes along with it. Yeah, we're going to get a show. That way we can get a check. We don't need them no more. Not realizing that does two things. First of all, dummy. One, it does put you in a position where you can do a promo for a show because it creates you're the villains. And now people didn't understand how good Robin was, so she could be a hero, and you guys could possibly get picked up for a show because as it stands now, nobody is interested. No, people don't have any remote interest in watching the Cody Robin love story, period, point blank, the end. Nobody wants to see it. So you have to come up with a storyline that will be acceptable to people, and watching your relationship dissolve or be destroyed might be an acceptable premise for a television show. That might work. So I can see you guys pushing that out as a TV show or as a premise for a show. Here's the maniacal part, and this is where I say that Robin operates on a couple different levels. Crazy as cat shit level. Then she has like a maniacal level where it's a more like a Machiavellian evil type personality. Like, I think you're dealing with 3 or 4 personalities with her, to be honest with you. Like, you don't know who you're going to get when you show up with Robin. You're never quite sure who you're going to get. Because she has, like, I think she got like 3-4 people living in her. But the other personality that I think is kind of driving this is that if I'm giving Robin credit for being smarter than she portrays herself to be, which I think I might, I think that Robin might be looking at it like, if I can get this dummy to admit that he's mistreating me under his own volition during this tell-all, when I go to divorce him, I can use his words against him. Because, dummy, you just admitted that you mistreating her. You just got on the screen and said that I be dragging her through it. I be torturing her emotionally. I be fucking around with her. Pardon my French. I be, doing things to her. I'm ruining my relationship. I'm emotionally abusing her. That's essentially what he admitted to. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys think I'm full of crap, if you think I'm wrong and I'm blowing this out of proportion, please hit a 2 in the chat right now. Tell me I'm full of crap. Like, James, you full of crap? I don't believe it. I don't think that's what Robin's doing. I don't think Robin's trying to make Cody admit that he cray-cray. I think that it's just something that she's saying. It's something they're going through. I think you're wrong. But if you think I'm right, hit that number 1. Give me a number 1 if you think I'm right. If you think that Robin is convinced stupid-ass Cody to get on TV and do the master move of admitting that he's breaking his marriage down, that he's causing his marriage to fail and be destroyed, which makes it this is not a no-fault situation. This is 100% his fault. So it becomes a his fault situation in divorce court. When it's your fault that your relationship breaks down, you pay. Okay? You pay. This isn't like 50-50. 50-50 is reserved for when shit ain't work out. We was trying to get together. It didn't really happen. That's 50-50. When it's your fault, when you do something wrong, you cheating, you out, you know what I mean? Doing the wild stuff. When you emotionally or physically or whatever abusive, then when they get that big pile of money and put it all together, and they start breaking it out, you got a woman who has 2 minor children. You have a woman who has never worked during the course of their marriage. And you have a woman, according to Cody, has been the bee's knees, the perfect wife. She's done everything to make him feel special. And then he turns around and he starts to mistreat her and abuse her. Homegirl's getting paid. She gonna get paid. She gonna get paid. Trust me when I'm telling you. Like, and this is where it's weird with Robin. Like, sometimes I'll be looking at Robin like, oh, this homegirl is nuts. I mean, she nuttier than a damn, she nuttier than a damn bag of peanuts, boy. She is crazy as shit. But there's other times when I look at Robin like, that is genius. That is strictly genius. That's crazy intelligent. For her to be able to figure that out, I don't know whether she figured it out by herself or somebody talked to her. But you got Cody on TV admitting that he's mistreating her. What are we doing? This is part of the reason. Lizzie B said, $5 super chat. We speak French up in here. James, it's better than Codenese. I like, what I mean? I prefer the French because, to be honest with you, they say people who speak French are typically more honest than anybody else. They're just straightforward. And I'll try to call it like I see it. I'm seeing that. Like, if this relationship falls apart, you have Cody on TV admitting that he caused the breakdown in the marriage. Because he's angry and he's upset. And his reasons to be angry and upset have nothing to do with Robin, according to Cody. Not according to me. I think that Robin has some culpability in it. I think she's partly responsible for it. But according to Cody, it's 100% not Robin's fault. She had nothing to do with it. I don't know what you're talking about. She's a great woman. She is so sensitive. She tries to understand everybody. And it's these other nasty, mean people who are trying to mistreat her. And I'm going to fall in love with somebody else and do the dummy do where I'm going to leave the woman out. Like the stupidity of Cody. Here's the part that kills me. I'm going to leave a woman that I love. The one I love. I'm going to go get somebody else. And then I'm going to tell that person, I don't love you. I love the woman that I left. That's who I'm really in love with. But I was too much of a piece of junk to commit to her and treat her properly. So basically, you're admitting that you're everything that everybody assumes you are because you're going to pull somebody into your relationship and basically mistreat that person because you can't handle the fact of the realities of being in a relationship, a committed relationship, because that's what that is. It's not that you're a piece of shit that you can't do it. It's just that you lack the mental facility or the emotional maturity or the emotional intelligence to be able to sustain a relationship. It has nothing to do with you being a piece of crap. Well, though, it's not mutually exclusive. We'll say it that way. It probably doesn't help that you're a piece of crap, but chimney with the $1.99 super chat. Am I saying your name right, Chimney? Hope so. Thank you so much. Cody fell for the okie doke, Robin. Yeah, he did. I'm telling you, I think I'm on to something. I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna see if I can piece it together, and we'll know. We'll know. Like if they try to roll out a show and that show doesn't do well, and then all of a sudden they got divorced, and then you see what I'm saying in the divorce papers, we gonna know that. Oh, James was. He did admit that. This is part of the reason why your lawyer, if you ever in a situation have any kind of litigation actions against you, whether it's like criminal or civil, this is the reason why your lawyer tells you to shut the hell up. Don't go on TV. Don't talk about it. You get in a car accident, little rules to the road, just in case you guys didn't know. I like to give little tidbits. If you get into a car accident, everybody now has a cell phone. Use your cell phone to take a picture of not only your car, you want to take a picture of the damage to your car, if you can. Like if you obviously you jacked up, you can't move, then it is what it is. But if you're fine and you can get out of the car, take a picture of your car. You want to take a picture of their car. You want to take a picture of the scene so you can see what the accident scene looks like. And if the person is like walking around flipping the fuck out, you want to take a picture of them too. And if necessary, take a video. Because your lawyer will be interested in all those things. You can also take a picture of their license plate, so on and so forth. But you definitely want to take a picture of these things. And if necessary, if available, you make sure that you get a copy of the witnesses. You want to get a copy of their names and who witnessed the accident or whatever the case may be. Just something as an aside. Because that, again, like this situation with Cody, that's all stuff that is relevant and can be used. May Danger, $2 super chat. James, you taking or no? Let your public know I am taking. I'm a taking man. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. And don't be sad. There's somebody out there for everybody. Like I said, there's a lot of dudes who are probably more kind and gentler than me. Oh yeah, make sure you guys hit the like buttons too. Don't forget to like. Because you'll never find. I'm just playing. I did that for a video, right? Like, sing more Blue Rolls. I was like, what about Wings of Love? Or 1 in a Million. On the Wings of Love. Alright, so then we got, what was it? What's that done for me? I'm not going to trash talk about her back. Oh, okay. Robin self-sabotage. Then she gets to cry. And because the whole thing was, Raspberry with the $2 super chat, Robin, Cody, the writing is on the wall. Yeah, it is. It's on the wall. But, so, when you look at it, you look at like Robin when she started crying, one of the things that I had said early on was that when Robin went out, like especially in the first episode, you notice that she was sitting there and like she walks out, she hugs Suki, she sits down, she starts dabbing her eyes. I kind of made the position, or at least took the position early on, that she had did something to her eyes. Like I think she had put some kind of treatment or ointment or maybe something, rubbed some Vicks or something under her eyes to agitate them so that way when it's time to cry, she's able to squeeze some legit tears out and she could really go for it. You know what I mean? She could get her acting experience. The problem was that when she came out, Suki started asking her softball ass questions when she first came out. And maybe that was Suki trolling her because the way she was asking the questions, you could see Robin was like, So I think Suki was trolling Robin to make her dab her dry ass eyes because she couldn't cry because she was like, hey, Robin's eyes are going, oh, you know. So she's waiting for the big question. And she got her opportunity to have the big question to be able to start crying and start emoting and start showing the emotions of like, I'm so upset that everything is working out the way it was, when Suki asked her about how Cody is treating her. And he's self-sabotaging. He treats me so terrible. He gets into fights with me and stuff. And he picks fights and everything. And then Suki asked her, well, what does he pick fights with you about? And Robin, and I was waiting for the answer. Because Robin was like, I was thinking it. And I was waiting for Suki not to ask the question. Because historically, I don't think Suki would have asked a follow-up question. She just would have sat there and took it. But she asked a follow-up question. You know, what are the dumb things? Like what? Well, he picks fights. What about? Dumb things. And I was thinking to myself, I said, he said, dumb things. And I was like, yeah, like that shopping addiction. You know what I mean? Because if you think about that shit, Cody is sitting there trying to figure out, because what did Cody always say? He said it a couple times on on his little program when he was like, you know, I ain't afraid of nothing but poverty. Remember that shit? He was like, I ain't afraid of nothing but poverty. Trying to sound like a cowboy and shit. It sound like a... But I ain't gonna say what he sound like. But he sound crazy to me. But he said he wasn't afraid of nothing but poverty. And here he is. You have workhorse Janelle, his co-breadwinner historically. Janelle was making a majority of the money. Yeah, actually, I think Janelle was in a position where she might have been making more money than Cody was when they were back in Lehigh. In fact, it was Janelle who paid off Robin's a lot of Robin's debt so that she could qualify for that house. That was Janelle. That was Janelle money, right? Mary, she had a job. She wasn't doing as well financially back then when they first got together. Because even Mary said, like, I just make a little bit of money here and there. She made enough money to be able to give her kid a nice thing and be able to give herself a nice little living situation. But she wasn't making like a ton of money. But now, Mary is doing well financially. She's doing very well financially. That MLM for her, actually for Christine, pardon me, for Janelle, those MLMs have really taken off for them because of the show. And they're making a good bit of money. Right? And here Cody is, he's sitting there watching them make all this money. And they're bringing in all this loot. And now, because they left, he doesn't get any of it. And you got Robin, and even though when you first got with her, you know, she's the love of your life, she's so pretty, oh, anything you want, baby, you can get it. And he was doing all that. She still got a shopping addiction. She's still buying everything that ain't nailed down. She walked into a store buying fixtures. Okay, I want this. What kind of shelf is this? I want this shelf. Lady, that's the shelf we put the merchandise on. I don't care. It's empty. I'll take it. Right? Start having a bid war with herself. I give you $100 for this shelf right now. Ma'am, I can't sell you the fixture. $2,000 for this shelf. I'm not leaving without it. So, because that's going on, that would also cause problems in a relationship. Because as Cody is trying to talk to her about her shopping addiction, and I'd heard this before. I think there was one of the fellow YouTubers had said this before, that she had threatened him with divorce because he was trying to curb some of her shopping. And this is even before the wives left. He was trying to slow her down on the shopping. And when Janelle was kind of hinted at it, she said, I've seen the accounts and I've seen like where the money is going. And we could have paid Cody pass off, and we could have, bought me a house and all this stuff and kicked in for me to get a house. But I see where the money is going. And I think what she's talking about is the money was going to Robin, because Robin was the one out there with the shopping addiction, spending that money. And that in itself would cause problems with her, between her and Cody, if he tries to, because a shopping addiction, much like gambling addiction or alcoholism or drug addiction or whatever, drug addiction and alcoholism, I think, might be a little strong, but those are habitual addictions. Like I do think that they can create like they can be problematic in any relationship, And this isn't the Suffer Olympics, so I'm not gonna be like, this is not as bad as anything can ruin your relationship. Being hooked on pornography can ruin a relationship, and it doesn't matter when your relationship is on fire. Okay, and the shopping addiction. If you try to talk to her like you would talk to an alcoholic, look, you need to stop drinking. You're not coming between that person and that alcohol. You're not going to come between that person and whatever substance they on. The second you try to make them choose between you and that substance, you and that addiction, they're going to choose that addiction. They have to decide, and this is one of the struggles, to be honest with you. This is one of the struggles when you're dealing with people who have any type of addiction, is that you want them to stop. You try to give them the reason to stop, and you try to give them the incentive to stop. But the truth of the matter is they will never, ever, 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 ever stop until they decide that they want to do something about it. And then even when they do decide that they want to stop, stop things, and they want to, refocus, or they want to focus back on a relationship, or they want to try to move away from this thing that's been holding them down for so long, even when they make that decision, that is going to be a daily struggle that they have for the rest of their lives. So you don't struggle with alcohol or anything else, any other type of substance or any type of behavior, and then all of a sudden you decide that that's it, I'm no longer going to do that. You go take a class, you go to a therapy session, you sit in a group for a little bit, you stand up, do a couple affirmations, and then you never have to worry about it again. It's a constant process that you'll find yourself in. So if she was actually going to seek help for her shopping addiction, this would be something that she would have to work on consistently for the rest of her life in order for her not to relapse into that situation. And unfortunately for Cody, because he sits there and he makes excuses for her and he pardons a lot of her behavior and the things that she was doing, he's not in a strong or super strong position to where he can help her to correct or even recognize that she has an issue. One. Two, even if he was, now that everybody left and you trying to clean it up now, it's a hard pull. So when she said that they get in all kinds of fights, that's what I thought about. I didn't think that was bull stuff. I just thought that maybe they was getting in fights over her shopping. Like he keep coming in there, and if you can't pay your bills and you come home and there's a bag, like there's a bunch of boxes sitting by the door from Amazon, there's a bunch of bags from the mall, you're gonna be pissed. And in that case, I can see Cody losing his damn mind. But I'm trying to be poor. I don't want to be in poverty. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to make your dreams come true. I said it's my nightmare. So I can see that. So that when she said that, I can see that being a thing. The funny thing about it is that if she sees that as like, because she takes the victim role in so many of the arguments and positions that she has, because she portrays herself as the victim so heavily, when that happens and he tries to point that out, then she's the victim and he's picking on her and he's mistreating her. And this is what she's going to try to use to get that divorce. As crazy as it is. Oh, yeah. Then she said some old foolishness. Oh, we're in different places. Cody is angry, and I'm so depressed because our life has been blown up. What are you talking about? Cody's basically said that he didn't want to be around these people. You said later on when and this is the part where we start talking about the drama. You said that these women never accepted you. You said out of your crazy, goofy ass mouth that these people never liked you, They never wanted you in the family. They never wanted you around. They never accepted you or your kids. And then now, all of a sudden, at the same time, you depressed because these people who you said never liked you, wanted you around, and you never felt a part of are no longer around. What are you depressed about? This is where it's like, it's Looney Tunes. This is where it's Looney Tunes. What are you depressed about? A bunch of people who you don't like and you don't get along with are no longer around to make you feel bad because you said that you felt bad. Cody has oftentimes, even in the beginning of the season, said that he felt bad because he couldn't truly express his love for Robin because these people was insecure and they didn't feel like they recognized that he didn't truly love them and didn't want to be around them, and he didn't want to waste his time spending time with them when he could be spending time with the love of his life. And now you have all day to spend with the love of your life and you don't want to do it? What kind of crazy sauce is this? Super spicy. Big shout out to May Danger with the $5 super chat. Yes, James. I was just like, I got people in Philly if you need it. Okay, you know, I'm in Philly. You know what it is. May Danger. Do I know you, May Danger? Philadelphia. Thank you, May Danger. Cat Bloomfield with the $9.99 super chat. I gotta get one of them. That's what I do. Because it's starting to get weird now because I recognize that it's weird that I do it. And I felt strange doing the echo effect. But now I'm starting to like it. What am I doing to myself? Y'all know this K named the viewership the reason why they have any coins as a reason he needs to protect the Robin. Gotta get that right. Gotta protect the Robin. The Robin. Sorry. A little Freudian slip. It's called The Truth. The Robin. And thus push his other wives away. How we in it? That's what I'm saying. How we in it? Like, I do shit to you. I can't control your relationship, dog. It was not on my bingo card. That's right. I don't get. See, here's the thing, bro. And I agree. Thank you so much, Cat Bloomfield. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I can't break your relationship. I don't give a shit what I say on it. I don't care how many jokes I tell, how nasty I get, how morally, on high I come off, whatever the case may be. I could be on fire, dropping like, fire and brimstone speeches. It doesn't matter. This is your relationship to maintain. It's not me. It's not mine. What happens between the two of y'all is between the two of y'all. I can't break up shit. I can't. I wish I had the power. I'd have broke y'all relationships up a while ago. I'd have broke up you and Christine, set them free. I'd have broke you and Robin up. Or not Robin. You should be with Robin. You and Janelle, set her free. Mary, set her free. If I had that kind of power, clearly the viewership doesn't have that kind of power because they've been calling for the breakup of your family since season 1, episode 1. When they first heard about y'all. They were saying that this isn't fair, it's not equitable. The only thing we're witnessing as a viewership, and I'm going to keep it all the way in stack, the reason why this show is actually exploding in popularity isn't because all of a sudden people are interested in Cody and these people. What's keeping it interesting? You fell back. I'm going to have to fix that. I keep saying it, but I'm going to have to. What keeps people interested is the fact that we're being proven right. Everybody likes to be right. Most people were looking at this relationship when they heard about sister wives, like, there's no way that this works. Most people, when they saw your family in action, they were like, these people are full of crap. When you guys were sitting there on the couch talking about how great you are and how wonderful you are, and the jealousy nobody's ever jealous of anybody because it's all a family thing and you guys all love each other and love should be multiplied. Nobody believed that shit. Nobody was falling for that. Nobody was sitting there saying, yeah, this is a good idea. I'm going to try to look for me 4-5 wives, and because clearly this worked for Cody. Nobody was doing that. Nobody. You are living in your own. You are believing your own bullshit. You are eating your own medicine, bro. Nobody believed this. Nobody believed this. Everybody was like, there's no way this works. Nobody thought this was a good idea. You're the only ones who thought this was a good idea. Nobody thought this was a good idea. I'm sorry. And the reason why the show is so popular now is because the thing that everybody predicted was going to happen is happening. Christine left. She went out, found somebody. Now all of a sudden she's crazy in love because, wow, this is what it's like to be in love with somebody and having my own man. One of the things I would tell somebody who would go after married people or people in relationships is that when you go after people in relationships, you have to recognize that that person is not going to be your person. That person is with somebody else. They might come by, hang out with you, chill with you, blow your back out and all that. But when push comes down to shove, if something were to happen, they're going to be with their person. And it's a hard relationship. I'm not criticizing anybody. Look, James's rules are simple. As long as you have informed consent, you know what you're doing, you have all the information to make a good decision or make an appropriate decision for you, I'm not mad at you. Do what you got to do. You got to live your life. I might have a position on what I would like to see for me and what works for me. But what will work for you is you have to determine for yourself. The second part of that is very simple. Age appropriate. As long as you are of the age where you can give consent, then if this is something you know about, you're aware of your options, you're aware of the consequences, and you decide to do X, Y, Z, that's your business. I'm not going to sit up here. I don't criticize Janelle, Christine, Robin, Mary for being involved with a polygamous relationship. I only think that it can be damaging when you start to involve children. I think it's damaging when you start to purport that everybody has the same rights. That's not an informed consent. That breaks or violates one of my rules because they didn't have informed consent because they didn't recognize that if they got married to somebody that you weren't actually married. You have no protections. So when you are in a situation like Janelle, you've been with somebody for 30 years and they all of a sudden decided they don't want you around anymore. See you later, bye, pack your stuff and go. You don't have anything. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. You don't have a claim. Janelle and the Brown family find themselves in a unique position where there might be a legal recourse for them. In most cases or most scenarios of people like this, they don't have a legal recourse. They don't have anything that they can rely on it where they could go back and recoup any money or funds for themselves. With the exception of maybe if they have minor children. Other than that, you're screwed. You're screwed. Janelle's youngest daughter just graduated high school, I think a year ago, 2 years ago. So Janelle's ability to be able to recoup like child support is pretty much out the window. So it's just, and if she did go back, it's crazy hard, crazy difficult. And I don't wish that on anybody. Like they'll drag her. So it'll be hard. So, but that's where I am with that. But yeah, thanks for that, Cat Bloomfield. You're right. He did blame us. Chump.
It's the viewers. The viewers who are putting money in my pocket. The only reason why I even have Robin in the first place. It's their fault they're breaking us up.
You ought to thank us. Every Valentine's Day and every year at your anniversary, you ought to say, get on. You do these little, what do you call them, cameos. You get on a cameo. You should run a free cameo for everybody who watches this show. Everybody who puts money in your pocket. And everybody who keeps your relationship flowing and keep your relationship together. You ought to send us a cameo saying, guys, I want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be on your TV screen for you guys watching the show and keeping me with Robin. Because if this show ever ends, Robin's leaving me that afternoon. That show will be canceled at 9 o'clock in the morning. Robin will have her bags packed. Oh, I'm sorry. Robin will have your bags packed and you out of that house by noon. Okay? So don't blame the viewership. Say thank you, viewers. I appreciate you guys. Speaking of which, I appreciate you guys. Let's get them likes up. Don't forget to smash that like, y'all. Because I'm doing the best I can. I'm dancing as fast as I can. Oh, man. I got blow my nose. Yeah, and I talked about him punish himself and the self-depression and all that bullshit. I feel so bad about myself because I mistreated these women, and then somehow they found it upon themselves that they could leave. Yeah, that's what happens, jackass. You can only mistreat, look. I've said this before. I say it to the day I die. You can only mistreat people so much before they decide that that's it. Fellas, a lot of times, guys will take the mercy and generosity of women for granted, and they'll think that they can keep running these women through this foolishness, and they can keep doing it and keep doing it, and nothing's going to happen. Then all of a sudden, they turn around. And I don't know, like I said, I've been around, Jack. Been around. I gotta get that thing. I've been around. I've seen things. And I don't know when it happens. I can't tell you when it's gonna happen. I can't tell you how it's gonna happen. I can't tell you what you can do to make them run out of those miles. But when they hit that mile mark that they done. Now, it could have been a few times where Cody did some things, and I was like, there's no way that Cody should still be in these relationships. There's no way that shit is working. How is this even possible? How did they stay together? You know, there's been a few times I said that. He does some things or says some things or act out, do some wild shit. I'm like, how are they still here? What is he doing to him? Right? But with each of these women that left him, he hit that mile mark. He did that one thing. With Christine, I'm pretty sure what broke Christine was Isabel. When he did that to Isabel, he was done. He survived. And what made it even crazier, if you look at it, because everybody's like, oh, of course, when Isabel. But if you look at it, his relationship survived truly. His bitch ass almost, I don't want to go crazy on that, but he didn't do the right thing with Truly. Okay? And she didn't hold him accountable for Truly getting sick the way she got sick. I could say more on that, but I choose not to. Out of respect for that baby. But he could have did more for Truly than he did. And so, he survived that. He survived. I'm gonna say it just like that. Forget the dumb shit. He survived. His relationship survived that. So when he came time for Isabel, I can see where he thought that, okay, it's not a big deal. I mean, after all, I've done this before, and she didn't leave. But by the time that second one came around, she said, "Oh, this shit ain't a fluke. This isn't a mistake. This is a feature. This is how he rolled. Okay. And she got it in her mind, plus the COVID thing, perfect timing for COVID. She basically living her life by herself, a person who's never really had to do things alone. She had to learn to do things alone, and she realized that, oh shit, I can do things alone. I don't need him. Then she had the whole thing with Isabel, and I'm sure Truly probably came back and flashed back in her mind, and she said, you know what? This dude has never been here for me the way I needed him here for me, and I can do this by myself. And what the old times used to say when I was a kid, I can do bad by myself. I don't need company to live in a box. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a roommate to live in a freezer box down by the river. You know what I mean? Warming hot dogs on a stick. I don't need a roommate for that shit. I can do bad by myself. I don't need company. Okay? And she realized that she didn't need company to do bad by herself. And then when she got off to herself, all of a sudden, she's not doing bad. She wasn't doing bad. She was actually doing better. You know why? Because she took control of her own life. She recognized where she was, and everything that happened from that point, she took control of. Good or bad. It was her. It wasn't her and Cody, or her having to run things past Cody and essentially having to run it past Robin, because Robin has her hands shoved so deep in Cody's ass that she's pretty much controlling everything that come out of his mouth. Right? So she didn't have to run it past any of them. She was able to make decisions for herself, and she liked the decisions that she was making. Holla at your boy. I'm just saying. So yeah, when he sits there and he feels sorry for himself, I'm like, that's because, like I said before, this is him not recognizing his culpability in what went wrong, which lets me know that he's more likely to do the wrong thing again because according to him, he didn't do anything wrong. And because you think that you're okay, you're smarter than everybody else, you're better than everybody else, you're going to just do what you want to do the way you want to do it. Okay. All right. Now you're going to learn. You're going to learn the hard way. Too bad, so sad. Pardon me. I'm about to take a little break. Next. Robin with the excuses. Robin with the excuses. Here she is not letting her play it down. She says, because Robin, he has a suspiciousness about all women. He's confused. He thinks all women are bad. What happened? What happened? I thought y'all was in love. I thought he didn't know what love was till he met you and was dealing with you. I thought that's what the magic was in y'all relationship. What happened? Where'd the magic go? Oh, okay. It's a little harder when you don't have other people to distract away from your mistakes. And I guess when you have, and even speaking of that shopping addiction, when you have Cody over there arguing with Janelle and Christine and Mary, then when Robin is sneaking in packages, because, maybe that's part of the reason why she was so desperate for Cody to leave the house. Because how do you sneak the packages in when the motherfucker always home? Pardon my French. I'm sorry. Got too loose. How do you sneak packages in when dude never go nowhere? Every time he goes somewhere, like, you want to go for the ride? Hell no, go! Leave! She down in the garage, hiding stuff, trying to shove it under cars. So he's sitting there saying, like, he's mad at all women. Because, he's so upset and so frustrated because of his betrayal with Christine. And so his argument with Janelle, and he feels abandoned and so on and so forth. So you're saying essentially, Miss Expert in Polygamy, because you remember every time, even from season 1, she talked about, that's the hard thing about polygamy. That's the hard thing. That's what makes polygamy hard. Oh my goodness, polygamy is so incredible and so hard. Polygamy. This is what polygamy is like. It's so hard being polygamous. The Miss Expert in Polygamy, after 30 years, he's been a polygamist for 30 years. She's been a polygamist for 13. He's been a polygamist twice as long as she has. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. He's been a polygamist for 30 years. And he never learned to separate out his problems. He never learned that when you dealing with one woman, that's a problem that you have with her. And don't take your issues or your problems or your concerns with her and push it on to your other family members. He never learned that. I mean, I learned that, and I'm not in a polygamous relationship or marriage. I don't have to be married to 4 women to learn that if you have a tough day at work, you don't come home and take it out on the people in your house. You know what I mean? That's not just a polygamy thing. That's an adult thing. That's called being an adult. Like, you have an issue or a problem with one group of people, you don't come over and blame this other group of people for the issues you have with them. That's just being an adult. Not even an adult. I think you learn that really in like grade school, middle school. You learn not to do that, to separate your problems out, segregate your problems. Apparently Cody never learned that skill, and neither did Robin, because she thinks that this shit is acceptable. What are we talking about? Then you have, what is it? Janelle's not safe. Because she speaks against Robin. So because she has an opinion about somebody who's in the family, all of a sudden she's not safe. And this is where I disagree with that whole concept of the way some members of this family use the term safe. Life isn't safe. And typically, if you feel that you require a place where you can feel safety and security, that's called home, but granted. But you have to be able to learn to deal with your problems and your issues. You have to be able to learn to face them. Because if you don't, you can't hide from everything. And if you shove things aside, you push things aside, you shove things down, you quell things, and you never address your issues, they will only get worse. They will only get worse. So you won't find yourself in a situation where you can do all these things and it'll get better because you're not addressing them or because you're constantly trying to stay in a safe position. Some of these discussions would have been better if they would have had them years ago. Instead of waiting until like 20 years later, now all of a sudden you want to bring them up after 20 years of pain, suffering, hurt, agitation, reminding, and everything else. Now all of a sudden you want to start talking about some problems. That's how shit breaks into a fist fight. That's how you wind up throwing people over couches. When you have that kind of situation where you just let stuff go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, and then all of a sudden when it explodes, you're not just arguing about the thing that was done wrong just now. You're fighting about something that happened 5 years ago and everything that happened since. And that's usually a way bigger argument than if you just learn to deal with situations as they lie. So if Janelle had an issue, I can think of a time when Janelle definitely had an issue. Remember when Mary had first announced that she was going to divorce Cody and he was going to marry Robin? And that was an issue. That was an issue. Janelle, to her credit, she was the first person to voice opposition against that. Because Janelle understood, like I understand, especially if she's the one that does the books and she understands that Robin has a shopping addiction and she's just bad with money. Even if we say, okay, fine, we don't want to call it an addiction. We're just going to say that she's bad with money. Okay? There are people who are just bad with money. Good people, great people. Just bad with money. Can't have two nickels in their pockets at the same time. Like, one of these nickels got to go. Oh, the hell with it, I'm gonna spend both of them. Like, you know what I mean? There are people who are just bad with money, and she might just be a person who's bad with money. Okay, fine. But when Janelle looks at it, she's saying, okay, so if something were to happen to you, Cody, and she's the legal wife, then she gets access to everything you have. And if she's bad with money and she makes bad financial decisions, then if something happens to you, it will impact negatively on the rest of the family. This is not a good idea. I've always taken a position, and I will say this to the end of time, but based off what I've seen on this show, if Cody was going to marry any of the OG3s or any of his wives, and thinking about the big picture, as he always says it, oh, I'm thinking about the big picture. I got to think about the big picture, the whole family. Which typically when Cody says the big picture, he's referring to himself. When I say the big picture, I'm talking about everybody in the family, all the children, all the wives, making sure everybody is taken care of. If Cody was thinking, if I was in Cody's shoes, James, from My Take on Reality, if I was Cody, please don't let that happen. I don't ever want to be in Cody's shoes. Please don't let that. I'm not begging for that. I'm not asking for that. Please don't let that happen. But if I was ever in Cody's shoes, right? The person who I would pick, like it's a game show or something. The person who wins this prize. The person that I would pick to be my legal wife, the person who's responsible for my financial assets when I die, to make sure that my assets are distributed properly and dispersed amongst the family evenly and equitably, would be Janelle. Hands down. Hands down. Forget the love, forget the compassion. This is me thinking logically. As Janelle likes to say all the time, I'm thinking logically thinking. As Cody likes to say, because, you know, he's a man and by some reason having a penis means that you're logical, according to Cody and the manosphere, right? But if you think about it logically, Janelle would be the most logical choice. Take love out of it. Oh, Robin's my soulmate. Janelle would make sure, because even now, Janelle would make sure that everybody got what they deserved. She doesn't like Robin, but she would make sure Robin and her kids were taken care of. You know, as much as, you know, she couldn't go crazy at the mall. Like, she could, you know, I'm going to pay those bills for you, Robin, and I'm going to take care of it. But she would make sure that Robin got her fair share. The problem that Robin had is that she was going to get her fair share. And she didn't like that part of it. So she had to put a stop to it. So with regard to that, I think that was part of the problem that they had. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm back. Had to take care of some business. My nose was running like a just had Taco Bell with extra Guatemala sauce. That thing was running hard. So I had to take care of that business. But we back in the house. But that's what I'm saying. So you have that going on. You had they said Janelle talking about the not safe stuff. Then you had jealous of Robin. Even when I say that, it tastes disgusting. Even saying it. Oh, they're jealous of Robin. They're so jealous of her. Jealous of what? What are you talking about? Nobody jealous of Robin. There is an argument that you can make that maybe some of the wives were not happy with the amount of time that you were spending over there with Robin. They didn't enjoy that. I think that's a fair assessment. Angela M64, you got it. They're not jealous of Robin because Robin is so great and so wonderful. They're upset because they weren't getting an equal split of your time. They weren't getting their fair share of what they signed up for. You weren't living up to the agreement. So they were upset because you weren't fulfilling your part of the agreement, your end of the bargain, your end of the deal. You weren't doing what you were supposed to do, so they were upset. This is like if you go to a restaurant, you order a pizza, and they give you 3 breadsticks in a big-ass box. You're going to stand there and say, I didn't get my food. Where's the rest of my pizza at? And they say, were you jealous? You jealous because all these other people walking out here with these delicious pies? You jealous? No, I want what I paid for. I want what you promised me. That's what I want. That's not me being jealous. You ass. That's not jealousy. That's me saying I want what you said you were going to give me. I want what you promised me. That's not me being jealous. I'm not wrong for wanting what I am due and owed. I'm not wrong for that. I'm not wrong as Janelle and Christine were saying that they want their kid's father to spend time with their kids. They weren't jealous of Robin and her kids. They wanted their kids to experience you. And ironically, Cody's whole thing is that he's jealous that the Christine and Janelle are spending time with these kids and they have a relationship with his kids and he don't have a relationship with them. So you're jealous, but it's your fault. Again, culpability. You didn't take the opportunity to make sure that you spent time with your kids when you had the opportunity to do so. And because you didn't spend time with your kids grew up without you, not realizing they didn't need you in order for them to survive. Because people are funny that way. They will survive with or without you. We learn to deal and cope with the most... Try not to curse. We learn to deal with the most ridiculous situations ever. And we not only survive in ridiculous situations, but we thrive in them. That's part of the human condition. We can get accustomed to almost any crazy ass situation you can throw at us, and we can find a way to find happiness in that situation. And that's what these kids did. They grew up basically without a father. They said, okay, fine, I don't have a dad. My dad don't come around and see me like he should. Bump him. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving forward. And then I'll catch them on the other side. And that's where they are now. And now you're mad at them because you didn't have a relationship with them? It's your fault. That's not the mom's fault. That's not the kid's fault. That's your fault. The kids wanted you to spend time with them. The mothers wanted you to spend time with their kids. That's why you had arguments with them. That's why you didn't get along with them. That's why they were supposedly jealous of Robin. Because they wanted you to spend time with your kids, but you refused to do so because you were so enamored and so in love. And oh, Robin, she's so special and oh, the freaking thing she do to me. Oh, it's crazy, y'all. And she's so pretty. You were in all about that world. You didn't want to take any time on this world. And now you're getting tired of this crazy, dusty ass world with Goofy. And you looking over here and be like, oh man, how come I don't have a relationship with them? They look like they having fun. When they were going away for their holidays, Robin sitting there
Those are big because of how fancy your house is and delicious foods and good times and everybody smiling and having fun. That's not real. That's fake. That's the most hateration shit I've ever heard. That's like, look at him because he got a new car. He think he got to drive it. Because they're a family, because they enjoy each other's company. Them spending time with each other together for the holidays, that's not real. That is real. That's more real than a bunch of fake-ass presents with a bunch of fake-ass people at a fake-ass house that I'm paying for, that I get to sit in, and then right before I go back to my little-ass apartment. And then the whole time I got to sit there and walk on eggshells because, God forbid, I say anything that upsets Madam Robin in her domain. Then I got to sit here and get in an argument and possibly a fist fight with Cody who wants to punch everybody in the mouth. Bitch, please. So you about to get me fired up. And I don't want to be fired up. No, I'm not going to do that. We're not going to go down that route. You're not going to get me fired up. But you can't sit there and tell people, especially because I take exception to that, not just because like I'm playing it off like Cody's threatening me. I know Cody's not threatening me. Because Cody ain't lose his damn mind. Nah, I know Cody's not threatening me. Who Cody is talking about? Cody is talking about his kids. And he's talking about them women. So when he sits there and say he's going to punch somebody in the mouth, he's not talking about me. I'm taking it upon me to put myself in the way of these people who I think he is talking to. I think he's directing that at his wives, his ex-wives, Christine, Mary, Janelle, and his other kids. I think that's who he's directing that to. And to me, that's sickening. If you think you're gonna go up and punch somebody in the mouth because they had the audacity to criticize somebody whom they're in a family with too, they have just as much right to recognize and talk about the issues they have with additional family members as anybody else does. I'm going to say right here, right now, looking dead into this camera, you're not going to stop me from having my damn opinion. I'm going to say whatever I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. Ain't everybody going to stop me from saying what I want to say. It's my opinion. I can have whatever opinion I want to have. And that's me. I'm on the outside. I'm not a part of your family. I'm not a part of your clique. I'm not there for the holidays. I have no ties to you. I have no loyalties to you. You have no loyalty to me. You have no ties to me. We are not in each other's world, Cody. Period, point blank, the end. But at the same time, your kids are there. Your kids have had to suffer through your relationships, your ties, your mistakes, your errors, the bad decisions you've made. It's whether it's financial, geographical, where you decided to move to, whatever. They had to suffer through that. So they have the absolute right to have an opinion and voice their opinion on what they observed during the time that they were involved with you and your wife. Period. And if you don't like that, shit. That's too damn bad, bro. And I'm not going to fault them. They may have opinions that I disagree with. Maybe they say things I'm like, that don't sound right. But that's my opinion. They're entitled to have their opinion. And you shouldn't, and the fact that you're sitting here and it just annoys the shit out of me, and pardon me because I'm getting worked up a little bit. It annoys the crap out of me because this isn't the first time I've heard about him trying to stop them from having their opinions or voicing their opinions about things that they've witnessed. Him sitting there calling them a bunch of assholes because they don't necessarily get along with your wife because your crazy ass goofy wife want to sit up there and interject herself into their personal business when they're trying to have a relationship with their kids. With their brothers and sisters, their siblings, they want to have an interaction. They got to learn to deal with each other because here's the secret, Huss. They're going to be dealing with each other long after both you and I are gone and dead and forgotten about. They're going to have to learn to deal with each other. So you wanted them to be in a family, then you brought these kids into your family. They have to learn to deal with the family. They got to learn to deal with the family where they are. So if these kids have got to, Mom Duke's crazy, goofy ass mom can't come there and try to regulate what happens between these kids and regulate their relationships and micromanage the relationships between brothers and sisters. They have to figure out that for themselves. Me and my brother, we have a unique relationship. Me and my brother could sit in a room, but like I can call him down. That's my dog. That's my dog, straight up. My brother's my dude, man. I love my brother. But we could sit in a room together, just the two of us, and we could just look at each other. Something will happen. We could look at each other and just start giggling like little schoolgirls. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even have to talk, because that's our relationship, right? We'll sit there and be talking about stuff. Half the people, like even my mom used to say that, right? My mom and my dad used to come over. We'd be sitting there in my house, and me and my brother just be talking, and we'd be going off, just sitting there and laughing our asses off and going off each other. And my mom be like, I have no idea what y'all talking about. Like, y'all just sit there and talk amongst each other, and nobody, and the world don't even matter. And that's the way it is with siblings. In some cases, not all cases, not everybody gets along. That's another thing. In some cases, that's just the way it is. You learn to work things out between each other. If my mother would have came in and tried to put her thought, imagination, morality, and everything else into our relationship and try to micromanage how we deal with each other, then me and my brother wouldn't have the relationship we have now. Because some of the things that I've done to him, she would have tried to stop. And my brother has checked me or talked to me in a certain way, be like, James, I don't like when you do this, that, and the other. We work it out between the two of us. He's done the same thing to me. We sit there, we talk, we work it out between the two of us, and that's our relationship. That's how relationships are formed. On the other side of that, there are some relationships, sibling relationships, where you might be brothers and sisters, but you guys are oil and water. You don't get along at all. And that's fine too. But you have to learn to be able to work that out between the two of you. You may be separate, grow up. You may be distant when you grow up. And then at some point later on in life, you guys come back together and your differences actually become complementary to each other. And you actually get closer as you get older and you get further apart from when you were kids. That's a possibility. You may never come together, but they have to be able to figure that out for themselves. And with Mama Bird Robin sitting there trying to control everything because she's some kind of psycho, they'll never be able to figure it out for themselves. And it certainly doesn't help if she's sitting up there feeling bad and because of her insecurities tries to put that off on these kids, and then all of a sudden they never have the opportunity to figure it out for themselves because she's sitting there whispering to them, they never did like you, they didn't want you around, they hate your guts, they're so jealous of you, they're always talking crap about you behind your back. So when they come into the conversation, they're coming in with the crazy talk and thoughts that their mom had put into their head, coming to the other brown kids. And the other brown kids, if they got any slice of normal in them, are like, what are you talking about? I never said that. And of course, the second you say, I never said that, crazy ass mom, oh, well, you're going to call my mom a liar? She told me you said that. Yeah, because I never said that, so I guess she is a liar. Oh, see, now I'm insulted. See, that's why you never liked me and my family. This is why this didn't work. And this is why it didn't come together. It is, as I mentioned earlier, I think it was, I kept saying it. This is why you can't force them to come together as a family. Point blank. That's why it didn't work. All right. Big shout out to Ivy Baby 66, $2 super chat. No message, just the love. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Then we had Then, of course, we had Christine with her personality test. That was awesome. That was awesome. Christine said, I gave a test and we didn't get along. And then, you know, part of the reason we didn't get along is because we did this test. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did this personality test and I said something she didn't like, and then we talked about it. She was upset. We talked about it. It seemed like we had resolved the problem, and then she kept bringing it up. It kept bringing it up. And kept bringing it up. It kept bringing it up. And said, well, what was it? The personality test said that Robin was full of drama. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's right. Because she is a drama queen. Like, that's all it is. Like, she likes drama because that's a way for her to be able to control and manipulate the situation. She creates a situation where she's always the victim. There's always a problem, and the problem always has to be discussed, and somehow she's the one that's the victim of the problem, whatever it is, or whoever did it. They're always doing it against her. They did it because they hate her. They're jealous of her. And she'll allow Cody. She may never come out of her mouth and say, oh, they're jealous of me or they're upset at me. She just makes herself seem like a victim. And then Cody flies in there trying to protect his wife and says, oh, they're just jealous of you. Because I'm spending so much time with you, because I love you and I care so much for you. Because that shines on his insecurities and shines on where he is. So he makes it a thing of they want to spend time with me. Therefore, they must be jealous of you because they want me so bad. Right? And so at the same time, she gets the benefit from the fact that she's the victim of something, and she wants to keep bringing it up because she wants to stay the victim, so she keeps that cycle going. Oh, they're so jealous of me, they're so upset at me, and get to dab my eyes, little dry ass eyes, and cry, and everything is everything. But one of the things that really struck me, and this is why I said earlier that I thought this was like they said, somebody had asked, what was the big story or lie that they told during the thing? Of all the lies they told, which one did I think was the most damaging? I thought this one was maybe not the most damaging, but I thought it was a good exemplar of the type of lies and deceptions that Robin puts into place that is like a strong example of how the family fell apart. And I'll say it this way. When asked by Suki about the test, what did she say? She says she doesn't remember, and maybe I did take the test. First, she says she didn't remember. I don't remember taking no test. Did I take a test? A test. T-E-S-T. Test. Test. Did I take the test? I didn't know if I took the test. So she said she didn't remember if she took the test. And then she said, she started to come around to say, yeah, well, maybe I did take the test. But the whole time, and this is what I was saying with her always waiting to hear what other people say. The whole time, she's trying to get a feel for which way this is going. So is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Is it something I want to admit? Is it something I want to deny? I'm not going to come down firmly on any position yet because I haven't figured out which side I want to be on. So she says, maybe I did. And then as soon as she said, well, maybe I did, I don't know, what's his name turned right around and said, okay, well, since you don't remember and you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll move on. And if you watch it, Suki tries to move on from that. But Robin won't let it go because Robin is full of drama. and you know, God forbid that Robin lets an opportunity go where she can be the victim of somebody else's brutality, especially Christine's. I'm not passing this opportunity up where I could be a victim. So she says, well, maybe somebody took the test for me and answered the questions as how they think I would answer the questions, but they don't really know me or what my answers would be, and they just came up with some kind of description that would label me to be something. What was it? That right there told me two things. One, you knew exactly what test they were talking about. Two, you knew what the results of the test was, and you knew it was going to be negative. And you knew that was going to be an opportunity for you to be able to point to Christine and say that Christine is trying to attribute something to you that you had nothing to do with. You are deceitful as hell. And that's what makes you crazy. And it says, and the fact that she did that, one, as soon as I heard it, I was like, so which is it? Because you don't remember taking a test? Or you don't know what she's talking about? Or You remember the test now, and you remember that somebody else took the test. See, I would just see if it was me. A more logical assumption that I would have if in that situation, and I think this is most people. If you didn't know what they were talking about when they asked you about the test, and they said, "Well, yeah, you took a test and say that you was a drama person and that you was full of drama and you like to be part of the drama and keep the drama going," well, I ain't take no test. That's a lie. Whoever told you that lying. There was never a test. That didn't happen. That's what most people would say. Nobody assumes that something happened that they didn't know nothing about, especially when it's something bad. Oh, you trying to say something bad about me? I never said that. That never happened. I can see you denying it. It never happened. But see, sometimes when people lie, they can't. They don't think about the lie in terms of I'm just going to tell a lie and deny everything. Sometimes they do. Robin is good for that. But in this particular case, she didn't want to let go of the opportunity to be able to tell the lie that Christine was brutalizing her. But she also didn't want to admit that she took the test and this is what it showed. So she had to partial lie and say that she didn't know about the test and the test didn't exist. But if the test does exist, because the test does exist, so that's almost an acknowledgement that the test was taken, that there was a test, personality test, it was taken, and this is what it showed. But she's just trying to offshoot the reason why the test was taken and the results showed what it showed. So that's the kind of stuff that I think that the family had to deal with. And I'll probably talk about it in a video. Make sure you look for my videos this week because I'm going to have a whole bunch of videos off this. Because like I said, there's a lot of stuff. And I'm only getting to cover like an overview of it. And then Christine, of course, said she didn't trust her. I was like, good call, Christine. You shouldn't trust people that you can't trust. Robin has demonstrated that she is dishonest and that she lies a lot and that she doesn't really know the truth. And she is very self-absorbed and self-interest. Like she only serves her own personal interests through most of the things that she does. And that makes her extremely dangerous. And you trying to trust people like that, especially when you're tying them into your finances and things that you're trying to accomplish for yourself and for your kids. That's why you can't trust her. And the fact that she holds herself out to be like some kind of arbiter or person that you can come to who's going to be fair and even and a go-between and mediate problems. But then she only mediates the problems up until the point where she's winning. Then you can't trust people like that. You can't ever trust people like that. Oh, yeah, then, of course, Mary comes out and was like, yeah, I trust Jen, not sister wives. And then Mary says that she didn't trust her because of the catfish and all that. Finally confronted person with Mary, etc., etc. Robin is crazy shit. And that's the whole thing. Like, I talked about that earlier with the catfish stuff, but I did think it was interesting that Robin or Mary points out that she didn't trust Robin at all either. And she tries to back off of it a little bit. And this is where Mary is kind of weird. Because she's still trying to hold on to this friendship that she has with Robin. But your friendship with Robin is non-existent. Robin didn't call you when you were sitting in your house on during COVID. She didn't call you. The only time Robin calls you is when the cameras are coming around. She got kids over there, young ones, that you could be spending your time with that she don't call you about and doesn't try to talk to you about, make sure that they know you. She's so worried about the kids knowing this one and that one by on site. And that's why she had a big explosion for the holiday call-in. But she doesn't call Mary up and say, hey, Mary, why don't you come over? You ain't got nothing to do. You just up here in Arizona waiting for somebody to call you. Here's the phone call. Come over and check us out. Hey, let's hang out. I know you don't want to come to my house because Cody might be here and it hurts your feelings. Why don't we go hang out? And then at the same time, Crazy Pants is sitting there talking about, she's my sister wife. Don't you ever say in front of me that she not my sister wife. Janelle's my sister wife. Christine's my sister wife. I was like, you crazy ass. I was like, you could get away with maybe saying that Mary's your sister wife. And no matter what happens, you're always going to have that in your heart for Mary to be your sister wife. But how, Christine? You and Christine have nothing in common. Christine don't even like your ass. Like, you sit there trying to pretend like you had this close relationship with Christine. And then my favorite part is that even when she sits there and says that there was never a time when they were close with the kids in the family, but you look at it, and Christine, I have the clip where Christine was saying, went off script during one of the confessionals, was like, I was really upset when you came into the family and you didn't let me watch your kids. And Robin sat there and was like, are you serious right now? She's like, yes. Christine said, yes. I'm very serious. That hurt my feelings. That really hurt me when you wouldn't let me watch your kids. Robin didn't know what to do. She looked over at Cody. Cody was supposed to snap out, I guess, start yelling at her. You stop victimizing Robin. She's the one I love. You just jealous. But that's how she's always had help to take care of her kids, but she never relied on her sister wives. But then you wonder why your kids don't get along. Again, stop doing things and then being surprised at the result of the things that you're doing. It's a logical conclusion. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that you could be hurting somebody's feelings. That Christine had prided herself on taking care of other people's kids. Robin comes into the family. She doesn't want her taking care of her kids. Then when Cody talks about, I had an opportunity to spend time with them because I never really got to do it when the other kids were younger, but now I have a better financial situation. I can take care of these kids and walk them to school and play with them and stuff. And then da-da-da-da-da. Truly is about the same age as the younger two. Robin's kids. You ain't spending time with them. When you went on vacation with Robin, who was watching the kids? But then at the same time, was anybody helping Christine watch Truly when you guys went on your honeymoon? Just saying. We're almost done, guys. I promise. Trust Jed. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I covered that. Yeah, then Robin said that she was told that the kids hate her. And when she was asked who told you that? People. Suki, you should have pressed that shit. Who people? The people names rhyme with K and then with Odie? Are those the people we refer of? Are those the people we speak of? The ones who told you that the kids hate you and got you all upset and now you're a victim? Why don't you be an adult and pick up the damn phone? If they got a problem with you, call them. You know what I mean? If Cody want to call me, contact me. My email's down below, bro. Call me, hit me up. If you want to talk to me about something I said that you disagree with, straight up. I'm not scared of what I said. I'll back it up. This is my opinion. I encourage you, if you got an issue with me, let a brother know. I mean, straight up. I don't have a problem with it. I respect your opinion. You don't even have to agree with me. See, that's called being an adult. You don't have to agree with me. You're entitled to your opinion. Maybe it's a fact of the generation I grew up in. You don't have to agree with everybody. Let's see. Yeah, don't feel emotionally safe to be in a family. We kind of talked about that. Personal form of family. Christine, confidence. And I do like that. The last part I want to touch on is Christine talking about having, like, her falling in love. And she said that she had confidence in that relationship, and she felt like she could be herself. She felt like she didn't have to be, tied to somebody else or pretend to be somebody else or do something or reach some kind of arbitrary goal. I have a video about that. Check that shit out. Where Cody sets up these goals for these women to try to achieve and constantly try to be this thing or that thing. You don't have to do that. And that's not what love is about. You don't have to reach a fucking goal. Look, I'm part of my friends. Try not to curse. I'm trying. You see, it's a battle. But you don't have to reach a goal. That's not what love is. If you want to be in love with somebody, you claim to love somebody, you should love them for who they are. Not who they pretend to be, not who they represent themselves to be. If you want to be in love with somebody, be in love with who they are. If you need me to be, I remember when I was story time. It seems like every stream I have a story. I feel like that old dude. I got a story to tell. All right, story time. Quick. When I was a young dude, right? I I was in college, and I was one of them guys. Like, because I'm a lunatic. I walk through and hey, how you doing? Hey, boom, boom, boom. You know, I was that guy, right? And I pretty much had tried to consistently have a good attitude or a good outlook on life, because the one thing you can control in life is your attitude. I can't control how people feel about me, what they do to me, things that happen to me, but I can control how I feel about it and what I do about it and how I take it. And that's how I've always tried to conduct myself. So I've always pretty much tried to put forward a positive attitude. And in doing so, you know, you come in contact with people. And I remember there was one young lady, won't holler her name out, embarrass her, but she was a friend of mine, an associate. And she said, like, there was some stuff that I was going through, like some people I went to high school, they were, some things that happened to them, and they found themselves in bad situations, right? And so I wasn't walking around smiling. I was going through some stuff, right? And she looked at me and said, "Oh, what's wrong, James? You're not happy. I'm used to you always being happy and cracking jokes and making everybody laugh. And now you're sad. I don't like it. You need to be happy." And it occurred to me in that moment that, you know, this is why I say, you know, she was more of an associate than a friend. Because a friend understands that you're a human being. And being a human being, you experience the full range and rainbow of emotion, right? You go through things. You're not always happy. Hopefully you're not always sad. If you're always happy, that's bad too, right? But if you do like you giggling and shit to yourself, sitting in the bathroom just blowing farts and laughing at the bubbles, then, you know, there's problems. But if you have to be even. Right? You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. You're going to experience everything. Happiness, sadness, you're going to be mad, you're going to be, you know, ecstatic, you're going to be excited. This is normal. And when people can't accept the fact that you are a normal person, that you're a whole person, then they don't accept you. They only accept facets of your personality. And I think that with Christine, what she's talking about when she says that she's allowed to fully be herself, and this is a new experience for her, with Cody, especially because of the way the family is designed, when he comes over to the household, he doesn't expect to come over there and deal with the place of problems. He doesn't expect to come over and deal with their issues, their concerns, the things that are happening with the kids. He expects to come over and just kick back and have a good time, eat popcorn, sip on beer, or whatever the case may be, watch a movie, go to bed, do his little freaky deek, and go to sleep. And then get up, go over to the next wife's house, wash, rinse, repeat. He doesn't expect to live life. And that's the whole thing. And that's one of the things that kind of bothered me about the entire proposition of the way that they were purporting to practice polygamy, is because you're not experiencing life with these people that you chose to be life partners with. Because you should be able to, if your wife is going through a hard time, you should be able to sit down and have a conversation with your wife about her hard time and not complain to her that she's making you feel uncomfortable because she's sad. That's different. Like, there's a difference. And that it's not only damaging to your relationship, but it's damaging to the person that you're in a relationship with and that you supposedly care so much about. You're messing them up. So I think that that's part of the issue with that. And part of the thing that makes me happy that Christine got herself out is that she's now able to experience the full rainbow of love and the full experience of being herself. You don't have to hide yourself back. And that in and of itself, again, just to kind of close this out, is that in itself is like a terrible thing, that you have to hide who you are back from the person that you should be the most comfortable with being your full self with. You spend most of your adult life, and essentially, here's the crazy thing about it. If you really think about it, because before I gave Cody a hard time for speaking his mind and saying what's on his mind and calling it childish, because that is childish. You know why it's childish? Because children experience a level of freedom that most adults have forgotten about. Because part of being an adult is you learning to hold back and to temper your patience, temper your attitude and everything else so that you can, so it's more conducive for you to be able to operate in some social circumstances as well as workplaces.
You can't go into the workplace and tell your boss exactly what you think of them. If you do that, you'll be carrying the box out before the afternoon hits. So you have to learn to temper your attitude. The freedom of a child is for you to be able to say what's ever on your mind. They say that children speak the truth. Like if if you feel like you're away, the kid will look at you and be like, you fat. Like, you know, like, you little bastard. Like, you don't say that to me, you little crumb crusher. You call me that, right? But they're speaking their mind. To them, they're speaking the truth. Hurts like hell, but they're speaking the truth. And when you are with your person, or you're with a friend or a family member or people who you're close to, you should experience life almost as a child experiences life. You should be able to be free and open about be who you are with the person that you're dealing with. They should see who you are for real. Not the person you pretend to be, not your representative, like when you go get that job application and you sitting there doing your interview. Oh, I love working. I love coming in early. I'm going to kill myself at this place. So if you give me the opportunity, I swear I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to work the hardest you'll never see. You know, and he hired that guy and he falling asleep before lunch. If he show up, you know, that's the real him. His representative don't come into work every day. But that's what Cody expects. And that's what Christine, trying to be a good wife, was doing. She was pretending to be somebody who she wasn't, and she never had the freedom to be the person that she actually is. And so I'm glad that she got to experience that. They also talked about the kiss, and I'll close on this. One of the funniest things was they talked about like, oh, when I kissed him, it's like the magic in the world stopped and it was incredible. And that was the first time I ever felt the love and all that. I was like, yeah, that was the hormones getting in your mouth. Remember when Cody was talking to McKelty? And he told her that if you let a boy kiss you, that's the hormones that's going to shoot into your mouth like venom and make you fall in love. I was like, Cody was right. This damn David had the hormones and he shot her right in Christine's mouth. Now he lost his wife. It's incredible. If only he could go back to season 5 and talk to that Cody and stop it from happening. Oh, man. I hope you guys had a good time. I know some people had to bang out because, you know, they have things to do. Oh, YouTube is my time machine. I can understand why the kids didn't truly accept it. Well, that's the one that kept popping up. I tell you, the chat box was loving you tonight. YouTube is my time machine. They kept dropping it. Gotta pull that one out because that is... Okay. Yeah, but that's what I had to say, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Look at the likes up. Thank you, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Show a brother some love. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel because I got some more stuff coming out, as you can see. Or maybe you don't know. I've been working on my studio, getting my studio together. I got a big surprise for guys. You guys are going to be, hopefully you'll be amazed at my new studio. Jody Wally, hey, what's going on? But, yeah, Rochelle J, thank you for saying that, reminding. Smash that like button on your way out if you haven't yet. Thank you. Yes. See, BCat K. James, 100%, you often don't realize how much you shrink yourself with your partner until you get a bit of space and time away from them. Then, when you finally realize it, the weight of a lifetime is. That's true. Because when rubber meets the road, and I know that's my saying, I say that a lot, but when rubber meets the road, you know, try to avoid people, and this is anybody, like friends, family, loved ones, relationships where you feel like you have to shrink yourself down in order to fit into their world because your personality, who you are, is too big for them to handle or too much for them to deal with in any real meaningful way. So you have to shrink yourself down so that you can fit into their reality and make them feel more comfortable. That if you do that, you're only denying yourself. You know, you're hurting yourself, and in a weird way,
if they truly care about you, you're hurting them as well, because if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should want to experience the full them, the full money. You want all of it. You want all that power, all that, you know what I mean? Everything you got, I want that. That's what I'm looking for. I want all of you. I don't want to just experience some of you. I want to experience all of it, all the throws, all the passion, all the ups, the downs, the everything in between. You want to experience all that, because that's the relationship. That's what it is. And in those magic moments is, I think, where you find the glue that will hold you together when you have problems. But if you only deal with the representative of that person, when you hit those hard times, you hit those struggles, somebody loses their job, they lose a loved one, they lose a parent, God forbid you lose a child, something happens in that relationship because you're only used to dealing with them on that finite, small, infinitesimal position, because they've shrunk themselves down so much, you don't experience the full them. Then when something does happen, the grip you have on that person isn't strong enough for you to hold on to that person, and you wind up losing them. So in order for you to truly experience everything it is about them, you have to experience the full them. And if they feel like they're denying themselves and who they are, eventually people get tired of squishing themselves down. And then that can cause that person to leave. You know what I mean? Which can upset you. Oh, thank you, Amana. Appreciate that. Live for love. James, do you realize how much you're loved by everyone here? Thank you. I appreciate that. I love everybody too, because you guys hold me down. And that's one of the things, like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for coming, hanging out with me, and listen to me ramble into this camera and talk to you. Hopefully people are getting something from the things that, not only what I say, because I'm only a part of this bigger machine, but even in the chat box, I appreciate you guys, talking to one another in a respectful, honorable manner, and talking to each other like friends. Because like I said, and I've said this in my last chat, I think this is going to be just a mainstay thing that I have. You don't know where people are in their lives and the things that they're going through. And it might not be a big thing for you to be kind to somebody in the moment, but it could be a huge thing to the person that you're dealing with. It might be the one thing that they need. Sometimes people, just to hold on and get on to the next day or the next thing, they just need one word of encouragement. And because we don't understand that everything that everybody goes through and everybody's family and friends and situations are different, some people find themselves in situations where they don't get positive reinforcement in their life. They don't get it ever. And so for you to be that one person who might give them that shining, hello, or how are you? How's everything going? Or make them laugh, tell them that they're great, they're smart, they're special. You might be the one person that changes their whole shit, turn their whole life around. You never know. And that's kind of where I operate from. Like, I think that, everybody is one, the pessimist side, you're one decision away from ruining your whole life. But at the same time, you may be one decision away from making your life, making your life something special, something epic, something worth living. Life is worth living. So get in there, make sure you're doing it, not only for you, you want to do it for the people around you. Because, when you get blessings or you get good things happen for you or to you, it's not just happening to you, but it's happening for everybody around you, everybody you touch and everybody you come in contact with. Everybody gets that goodness from that. And as long as you're sharing that blessing with people and sharing your light with people, then you don't know who you can be helping. You could be helping the next person who may bring peace to the world. Who knows? Or you could be helping even on a smaller scale, more realistic scale, and honest and earnestness, you could be helping somebody who could help somebody else. And for me, that's enough. Amy V with the $13.99 super chat. Thank you. Please tell me you remember at Cody Pass. Cody told them he was done with polygamy now. Since then, he's been pushing them out. He can't leave them, but he can't push them to leave. Face the lies. Yeah, I agree with that. I do remember that. Actually, I have that clip. I should pull it. But at that point, he had told them, as a matter of fact, is it available? It's not even available. I'm sorry. But the clip that ABV, thank you, ABV, I appreciate that. The clip that ABV is actually talking about is Cody was sitting on Cody Pass, and he told them straight up, he was like, you know, you guys, this is during the COVID thing where they're trying to figure out how they were going to work it out and whether they're going to be together and the rules and things. They're trying to, Janelle actually called them out there because she wanted them to try to reconnect as a family, to try to get them back on the same page. And she brought out like a little thing to write on, paper to write on. They were going to write like with the things that they wanted. Cody was sitting there playing with his glasses like an idiot, you know, because he's basically a child. And the only time he cares about what somebody is saying is when he's talking. And anytime somebody else is talking, he just pretended. Like he has to obviously make it known that he's not paying attention or he's extremely bored. And during that conversation, they're saying like, this is that, and the other. And he was like, well, you know, I don't even know if I care anymore. I don't care about this stuff anymore. And to be honest with you, the whole family is kind of in the way of my goals. And so from that respect, Amy V is 100% right. That he's been saying from the beginning that he was pretty much done with polygamy. He got the house he wanted with Robin. He had the land. The only objective he had from that point forward wasn't to try to heal the family or mend the family. His objective was strictly because he had received word from an attorney that if they build up on that land and they rent the property, he was going to be making money hand over fist, and quote unquote, he was going to be rich if he was able to build on Coyote Pass and rent that land out. From that point forward, he went out, bought that house for Robin, which is right down the street from Coyote Pass. It's like less than 5 minutes away. That big ass house they bought, plus the land next to it, is about 5 miles away. 5 minutes away. And then, like she said, he's been systematically trying to push not only push the wives out of the family, but then he's been trying to push them into alternatives where they can't build on the land. That's why he was so desperate to try to get Janelle to buy Christine's house, because as Janelle said, she said in a way like, oh, Cody, you're mistaken, because if I buy this house, I won't be able to afford to build on Coyote Pass. And I was waiting for Cody to have like a villainous break where he just says, I know. Because I don't want you to build on Coyote Pass. I don't want you there. I want you to spend all your money on Christine's house, so that way you have to give me Coyote Pass and I can build the rental houses on Coyote Pass and I can be rich. Me and Robin can be rich. But it didn't work out that way. Dabs with the $10 super chat. Thank you. This was fun. Thank you for coming out. You guys made this fun. I appreciate you all. I do. Well, guys, it's late, and I don't want to hold anybody up any longer than I have. I feel like that thing, you know, was it, not to make a long story short, too late.
I was a polygamist. It's all.
I feel like I'm that guy. I'm a polygamist. It's all ego, baby. Oh, man. But I appreciate you guys. ABV said, that's right. I remember that scene. That joint was terrible. When he said that, what? Whoa. When you are a member of a family, especially a parent, and you look at your family, the mother of your children, and you come out of your mouth with, yeah, I think you guys are in the way of my goals. You and them damn kids in the way of my goals. You and them little crumb snatchers are messing up my goals, my personal achievements. It's time to pack a bag. Pack a bag or break a bone, like one of the two. Jay Wilder's like, man, you can talk forever. I know. That's what my kids tell me. Don't go on there, Dad. You just talk forever. Tired, Daddy. I just want to go to sleep, Daddy. Please, I won't do it again. Oh, Just real quick, is Bellum? She said, Christine, am I the only one who's saying that building on Coyote Pass is never going to happen? Absolutely right. Christine, you ain't the only one. I've been saying that because it costs so much money. Like, in order for them to build on Coyote Pass, I'm gonna do a video on I've been promising this, but I think this week I'm gonna I gotta sit down and like work the video, there's clips and the math and stuff. But from the time they lived in Las Vegas, they had the houses in Las Vegas. And they supposedly sold the house in Las Vegas because they was too expensive and they needed to get something more reasonable because Cody had these little kids and he was going to have little babies. And by the time they graduated college, he was going to be like 80, 90 years old. And the dinosaurs were going to be roaming the earth again like Jurassic Park, right? That's what he was saying. And so he convinced them to sell the houses in Las Vegas so they go to Nevada. They get to Nevada. They spent $1.6 million, theoretically, on the 4 homes in Las Vegas because they bought each one for $400,000. Of course, they didn't pay them off. It would have been about, by the time they were done, they probably would have paid around $2 million, maybe close to 2.5, by the time interest and everything kicked in for the 4 houses. Right? So you're looking at about $1.6 million just for Robin's house. They spent $900,000 just for her house. This isn't including the rentals. This isn't including the trucks that they had on Coyote Pass. 4 trucks, $10,000 a piece per month, so $40,000 a month just sitting up on Coyote Pass for months. For months. These people are horrible with money. They're horrible with money, and for them to build on Coyote Pass, first you have to pay Coyote Pass off because he wants to rearrange the lots. Then, even if you said, forget that, we just going to build on Coyote Pass the way it is. You first have to develop the land, do something about that poisonous coyote poop that they have up there because the coyotes apparently are sick up there and they putting the poop everywhere and they making the land, so they got to get the land all reconditioned so that they can develop the land. They got to put infrastructure and utility in the land so you don't have electricity running through. By the time you get finished doing all that, you're going to spend about $1 million just in developing the land so you can actually break ground so you can put something up. By the time they build like one house, like a house the size of Robin's house would cost about, I think they would say $1.5, $2 million for them to build Robin's house out there on Coyote Pass. Look, there's no way in the world they have this money. You don't have it. You know what I mean? You don't have it. So you can have all the plans in the world, like, oh, we're going to build like a rental property. If you don't have the money, dog, you don't have it. Like all you're going to do is, best case scenario, Cody was going to be able to get a loan. He was going to start building, develop the land, put some houses down there to try to rent those houses. He was going to turn right around within 3 years of the time that they break ground and build those houses, lose the houses, and then somebody else is going to have the houses. That's all that's going to happen. Like, Christine, the smartest thing Christine ever did was cut that damn land loose because you're never going to get anything from it. The best thing you could do in that land situation is sell Coyote Pass. I say this because it's too much tied up as far as the ownership and everything else. Janelle, sell that shit, get your money, get out. If you want to stay in Arizona, that's fine. Just find somewhere to have somebody who is a developer and already building a house. You go there, pick the kind of house you want. You have them build you a house. You would make out so much cheaper. You could probably pay that bad boy off with the profit that you would get from selling Coyote Pass. Just do that. Don't play yourself. Oh, man. Yes, Angel Gray. She did pay off Coyote Pass. But Cody's name still appears on a parcels of land that she paid off. Like I said, sell that shit. Sell it. And cut yourself loose from him, Robin, and the whole scenario. Because I know there's this whole thing where everybody, she signed a document where it takes Robin's name off and she don't have no claim to it. As long as she's married to Cody, a court hasn't decided that. A court hasn't decided that. I don't give a shit what the paperwork say. Until a court comes in and a judge says that Robin has no right to that land, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. Because you could have all the paperwork. Hey, we saw this and she agreed to it and everybody was in agreement, blah, blah, blah. And a judge could look at that paperwork during the divorce proceeding and say, well, you know what? I don't think that this was appropriate. She didn't know this. She didn't know that. This was some of the marital assets went towards this, that, and the other, the closing or some other thing, because Cody's money isn't separate. He was using marital assets. Therefore, he was using her money to purchase this or improve that or pay off this or whatever the case may be. And by the time, there's so many ways that she can get looped right back into that property. I am just saying, from my personal perspective, sell that shit. Sell it. Sell it, sell it, sell it. Don't try to play the game, because there's too many ways you could lose. You know what I mean? And Janelle's come too far with this whole situation for her to go backwards. So, I mean, that's just my perspective. Janelle won't do what Janelle won't do. Yeah, CB is saying the same thing I was saying. Yeah, Felicia, I'm gonna let everybody go. Thank you for coming out, Felicia. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know I'll be talking a lot and I'll be going crazy. And y'all be standing there with me. Some of y'all got to be up in a few hours to go to work. And I recognize that and I appreciate it. And even if you don't, I recognize and I appreciate the fact that you guys could be doing anything other than sitting there listening to me talk on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out, supporting the channel, supporting me, and supporting everything that we're doing. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a great time. Make sure if you haven't hit that like button, you hit that like button on your way out. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, because we got a lot of stuff coming up and I got some things brewing. Oh, trust me when I say James got some stuff in the pot I think you will like. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications so that you are notified when I drop the things I have planned. Trust me when I say I got some stuff planned, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is My Take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out.